Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the seasonal for Diablo 4 seasons, I should say. Is it good? Is it bad? We're going to go over some articles. We're going to go over some of the Twitter feed from Paul Tassie's article, and we're also going to go watch a video telling us what we're getting inside. What we're going to do here overall is what my point is here is to watch what season is. We're gonna watch to see what you get from seasons. Then we're going to read an article about what we get in seasons, and then we're going to read another article about if seasons are good or bad based on all the information we know. Okay, and that's what we're going today. It's about the discussion. So doesn't matter what side you're on. If you're a hardcore and you're like, no, we shouldn't change it. We shouldn't change it. This is exactly what it is. It's been like this for 20 years. Then fine, that's where you are. But if you want to be a part of a conversation and maybe going, you know what? Make some good points here, make some bad points here, whatever, we can have a good conversation. So, first up, what we're going to do is we're going to read from, I think it's from Windows Central. Yeah, it's from Windows Central. And in Windows Central here, it says, does every Diablo 4 season require new characters? Blizzard says yes. And a series of traditional seasonal structures isn't changing much in Diablo 4. It says, since Diablo 4's launch, many fans have been asking Blizzard whether or not Diablo 4's seasons would require a creation of a new character or not. Now, there was a video from Lono, from Reforged Gaming, talking about how you're going to have to make 41 characters, the main character that you have, and then every season for 10 years, and what you're going to have to do. Is this something that's going to be replayability across the board? Are people going to get sick of this? We're going to find out as Season 1 comes out and if people get sick of it or not. Now, Diablo General Manager Rod Ferguson has confirmed on Twitter that players will need to make a new seasonal character if they want to access and progress through seasonal battle pass, content drops, and more. This is how seasons worked in previous Diablo games, with the idea of being that players can replay the game with each season, new gameplay offerings, instead of jumping in with the character that's already maxed out. Now, characters from preseason or past seasons will be moved to the Eternal Realm in an instance that the game doesn't have content from the latest season in it. Now, since Diablo 4's launch, it had a head start from the game's first season that's scheduled to start mid to late July. Many players have been asking whether or not each Diablo seasons will require creation of a new seasonal character to access them. And the answer has been unclear for a while now, but thanks to the statement from Blizzard on Twitter, fans finally have an answer. Quote, to take part of the seasonal quest line, mechanics, and journey, or season journey, the battle pass, you will need to create a new seasonal character, wrote Rod Ferguson, general manager of Diablo at Blizzard. Playing campaign with seasonal character, if you are so desire or need to finish, will also progress the season journey and battle pass. This requirement may also come as a surprise to newer fans of the Blizzard hack and slash ARPG, but it's one of the main series veterans we're actually expecting. This is because seasons in previous Diablo games were structured in the exact same way. The idea behind this design is to allow players the opportunity to play each season, new progression systems, new content from start, so they can experience the feeling of getting stronger over time again, instead of jumping in with a character that's already maxed out. Now, when Diablo 4 Season 1 kicks off next month, everyone's existing character from the preseason will move to the Eternal Realm, and the instance of the base game experience to engage with the Season 1, players will need to create a brand new character and play the seasonal realm that will be available. Now, which is where XP earned will count towards the Diablo 4 Battle Pass and the season's new questline progression options, and more will be accessible. Then once Season 1 ends, Season 1's character, along with presumably some of the Season 1's content, will shift to the Eternal Realm, and players will be required to make a new character for Season 2, and so on and so forth. Now, notably, Blizzard has confirmed that while you need to make a fresh character every season, only some of the renown points were required by exploring Diablo 4's maps. By completing these activities that unlock bonuses like extra skill points will reset. You'll still need to complete the dungeons, the strongholds, the side quests each season to max out the renown, but you won't need to discover every area on the map or hunt down all 160 altars of Lilith again. Well, that's false, because you will, because you're getting the points of the renown for the Lilith, but if you want the points to put towards your Paragon board, you're going to have to find the Lilith again. They're just showing you on the map where they are this time, and then you have to go pick them up again. Now, mercifully, Diablo 4 gives players the ability to skip the lengthy campaign on alt characters once you complete it at least once. This should make the leveling process quicker since you'll be able to access the complete activities that reward high amounts of XP, while dungeon side quests and Trees of Whispers missions faster. With that said, playing the campaign on seasonal realms will progress Battle Pass and seasonal journey challenges. So the option is there if you want it. You also only have options of players that start playing after Season 1 begins. So far, the community's reactions to the news has been mixed overall. Many are excited to have this a reason to repeatedly experience Diablo 4 grind every season, but some players are concerned about how long that grind will be, with several community members pointing out the leveling of Diablo 4 is much slower than in Diablo 3, and Diablo 4 seasons will have season boost XP bonuses everyone can earn, though I'm also waiting to see how impactful those are before deciding how I feel about Blizzard's approach, says the article. Now, from this, I want to go to a video because it goes into what all the seasons are, and then we'll jump into the other article, and then we'll read down the rabbit hole of Twitter. So this is from Your Raptor. We're going to skip this first part because it just talks about the free stuff about Twitch, and then this section here goes into seasons explained and release times. And make sure it's on normal speed. What's going on, Travis? General Dabstick. Let me go to the chat real fast. It says, I mean, of course it's a bad thing. Even the word seasonal makes your skin crawl. I mean, here's the thing, though. When we talk about seasons, this is a different type of season, right? This is not like a season pass. This is seasons like it was in Diablo 3 and Diablo 2 and whatnot. So it's different. But because it's a live service game now where D3 wasn't, right? Because it's a live service game where D2 wasn't, because it's an open world, because it's mixed in with everybody else in that open world, there is some sort of differences here. So they might have to change certain things where they can't be, where everyone's like, it reminds me of like the Soulsborne fans, right? They're like, no, this is how it is. You cannot put difficulty sliders in this game. This, and that's the fight going on back and forth. But realistically, it's about what the developer wants to do, right? Same with this. But people are like, no, this is how Diablo was. And if you don't like it, don't play it type of thing. It's a gatekeeping for certain people. But I think because they've adapted this game from what it was to what it is today, they might have to make some changes on the way the seasonal activity goes. I'm sick of it and aren't even at season 1. Let's see. That's false. You mean Blizzard lied. For what? General says, I'll never once have I participated in more than one season if a character changes in the game. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to partake in it after this. What's going on, Jesse? What? Wait. What they said, restart your character every season? Oh, man. Sorry. That's shit, and it sounds just like a BR game. I mean, so let's listen to what you get in the seasons, and maybe this'll maybe you guys will have a different opinion after this, right? So let's see what you do and what you have to do.
The sigils on the skin, an awesome way to travel around Sanctuary. Of course, the shop will also rotate items every week while we wait for the new season, but they will also add special seasonal items when the first post-launch season starts around mid to late July. These seasonal events will add new gameplay features, quest lines with old and new characters that are separate from the main campaign.
Okay, so they're putting quest lines and new characters that are separate from the main campaign. So if you already have your main campaign, like your main character, you're gonna have to start a new one, and then they're going to have new campaign things within the story, which is kind of strange. Because it's like, what did I do the campaign for and stuff now for, right? Was this like a warm up? What's going on, X Factor? Is this like a warm up before the game comes out for the season pass? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of things is you can't even do the seasonal content until you're done with the campaign, unless you want to do the campaign while you're doing the season, but you can't participate in it until you're done with the actual campaign itself. So it's a little strange.
New legendary aspects to earn, and battle passes with unique rewards. We will take a closer look at what we know about the battle pass in a moment. There are also new bosses and other major encounters planned to drop during each season, as well as new challenging dungeons, and they are working on more enemy variety, so there should be enough exciting new content to try out. There will be 4 seasons a year, so 1 every quarter, and to participate you have to have finished the main campaign with 1 character first.
Let me rewind that.
be enough exciting new content to try out. There will be 4 seasons a year, so one every quarter, and to participate you have to have finished the main campaign with one character first.
Right, so you have to finish the main campaign with one character first. And there's 4 seasons here. Now, think about this. If there's 4 seasons, and let's break it down here. I'm assuming each season's 12 weeks, right? And if each season's 12 weeks, you have 4 seasons in a year. When are you going to have time to go play your main character, right? Because right now, I've put in well over 100 hours playing my druid character. I'm level 70, almost 71, okay? When am I going to have time to continue my character to get to level 100? And if I play a new character each season, how much time am I have to put in to get it in? Yes, there is bonus XP, we'll talk about in a second, that could help me get up there faster. But think about this. They literally diminished the XP so they could get you to get the XP by playing through the seasons, right? To speed up the process. So instead of taking me, taking someone, let's say 50 hours to get to a certain level, now it's going to take you 40 hours to get to a certain level. What's going on, brain? I got my 4th combination this morning. I guess it still isn't high enough level to use. Interesting. What's going on, Horseman? Speaking of myself, I'm fine with it. Just do 1 class per season as they transfer to the Eternal Realm. After so, I'll build my roster. By that time, I do all 5. And they're yeah, but when are you going to have time to play your main roster inside the Eternal Realm? You see what I'm saying? So our seasons only like 10 weeks, 12 weeks? Is there a gap between each season? Does season 1 go right into season 2? Or is there a gap to play season, your Eternal Realm stuff between season 1 and season 2?
You start the season with a brand new character though, in a special seasonal realm, but after the season ends, that character will be moved to the Eternal Realm, which is the main game world, where it will remain playable. You can also rebirth an existing character for the seasonal realm, but you will still start from scratch at...
Yeah, but why do you want to rebirth your character? What, so you don't have to do a character creation screen?
Level 1. And guiding your level 1 character through each season will be a season's journey. This system makes a return from Diablo 3, where you can earn rewards by completing objectives organized into chapters. Each chapter contains a certain amount of objectives, which can vary from easy ones like collecting an amount of resources or completing a dungeon.
Okay, so each season you're going to go in, because I'm new to this, right? I played 1 season inside Diablo 3. I'm not here going, this is terrible, I don't like this. I'm going in with like fresh eyes into this. It's been well over a decade since I played Diablo 2. Diablo 3 had the seasons that I never partake because I never understood the concept of why do I want to make a character every season to do the same thing. I come from a more MMO, looter shooter type of thing where you have the same character. Right? I played Destiny, I played Division, I played all these other games in the past of MMOs, of Elder Scrolls Online, WoW, Star Wars Galaxies, where you play the same character for years. Okay? So I come and I'm trying to understand what the appeal is for making seasons each time. Now, I get it in Diablo 3, where it's a solo game. There's no open world, there's no shared space. Here, I find it a little weird. Like, if I want to play my Eternal Realm, and I'm just leveling up my character, right? Right now, as is. I'm leveling up my character. I have less to do in my normal game in the Eternal Realm than if I played the exact same character inside the Seasonal Pass. Because if I go in the seasons, there's season rewards that you can get. There's the free Battle Pass, and there's the paid Battle Pass that you can go up as well. Which, if I play in the Eternal Realm, I cannot get any of that stuff. I'm forced to play the season or the Battle Pass, and only the Battle Pass and the season go up while you're playing the seasonal content. Meaning right now, anybody that's leveling up, you're basically wasting your time with the character, because if you want to get stuff, then you want to level up the character inside seasons for the Battle Pass, for seasons, okay? And then move that character into the Eternal Realm because you're getting stuff for it. Yes, you can move your stuff over to the other character, but you're never going to have time to play that other character because of the seasonal pass.
But what's different in Diablo 4 is that you don't have to finish all of them within the chapter in order to get the rewards and advance to the next. In this example here, we can see that you only need to complete 7 of 9 objectives to earn rewards.
If you don't want to do certain things, you don't have to, and then you can still get the actual rewards.
And unlock the next chapter. That's very nice in case there is, for example, a PvP style objective, and if you're not really interested in doing those, you can just skip that one. And the rewards are looking very promising. Next to a box of crafting materials, we also see a legendary aspect icon for the Codex of Power. You can of course already collect the base game ones right now by completing dungeons and then apply them at an occultist on a rare or higher quality item. We made a video about some cool ones you can earn early, link in the video description. But during these seasons, new legendary aspects will be added and you can only get them for your Codex of Power through the season's journey.
And I understand that. Like, give me a carrot to go chase, right? But it makes me wonder, what am I doing right now in the game? Should I just stop playing? Should I stop playing and then wait for seasons to come out, you know?
The new aspects can also drop on legendary items, like there will be new unique items to earn, but then you of course have to be lucky and you're also limited on how many items you can apply the aspect to. These new legendary aspects and unique items will stay in the game after the season is over, by the way, so they will be added to the overall pool. And most of the seasonal items like cosmetics and aspects are account bound. However, if you play with a hardcore character and die during the season, the things you collected on your character like gear and weapons will disappear. And
Wait a minute.
so they will be added to the overall pool. And most of the seasonal items like cosmetics and aspects are account bound. However, if you play with a hardcore character and die during the season, the things you collected on your character like gear and weapons will disappear. And
Interesting. So if you're going hardcore into seasons, you're literally wasting your time. Because if you die at any moment, you lose everything. Right? You lose everything. That is hardcore. Come on, Quintar. What's going on, Super Dave?
And the final icon we see with the chapter rewards is the favor resource. You can obtain these by completing seasonal quests, slaying monsters, and participating in world events, but each cleared objective and chapter completion also rewards them. Favor is needed to level up through the tiers of Diablo 4's Battle Pass, so let's talk about that and go.
Okay, so the Battle Pass obviously is going to have cosmetic stuff on there. It's going to have currency on there, like premium currency on there, and then it's going to have the Ashes currency on there that you have to unlock as well.
Over some other new content we can expect, but first, if you liked the video so far, totally leave a like and subscribe to not miss more Diablo 4 content like this. Because yes, Diablo 4 will have a battle pass where each tier can give you rewards like unique cosmetics, emotes, but also a new currency called Smoldering Ashes to spend on buffs for your seasonal character. More on that in a moment. So just like any battle pass, there are free unlocks and paid unlocks. For the premium battle pass, you have to pay 1,000 platinum, so
all right, overall, there are 3 versions of the Battle Pass available. A free Battle Pass, simply called Battle Pass. A premium Battle Pass, which is cost 1,000 platinum, equivalent to $10. And the Accelerated Battle Pass, which includes all perks of Premium Battle Pass, plus 20 tier skips, a special cosmetic, and will cost 2,800 platinum, which is equivalent to $25.
Around $10, but there is also an accelerated battle pass for 2,800 platinum, so $25. This includes all perks of the premium battle pass, 20 tier skips, and an exclusive seasonal cosmetic. And completing all the tiers will include special rewards like 2 full seasonal themed armor sets for every class and a mount with fitting armor. During the May 2023 developer update, they showed this working.
I mean, that looks really cool, huh? I actually think I have something similar to that for my Barbarian, for that skull mask. It looks pretty badass, though.
In progress screen of what the first season could look like, and man, if you're into dark and creepy sets, this is totally the one for you. We also see on the next tier page that you can earn weapon skins and platinum in the premium tiers, which is the currency you can use in the shop. But let's look at the Smoldering Ashes that you can earn in the free and paid tiers of the Battle Pass. You can spend this new currency on season blessings that can provide.
Okay, you get the Ashes, which then unlock to use for season blessings. Season blessings look like boost XP earned from monster kills, boost the amount of gold earned from vendor sales, boost the chance of rare materials from salvage, and boost from duration of elixirs. Now, this is free stuff on the free pass and the paid pass, but it's always on the free mark. So even if you paid for the premium or you didn't pay for the premium and you got the battle pass, going up the path of free, you're going to be able to grab the ashes for free on the passes. Okay. There might be more spots if you have to get the premium, that there might be more spots to unlock. I would assume there is. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know yet. But it looks like you're going to be able to buy the actual XP boosters to help you through the season.
Provide special bonuses like an XP boost earned from monster kills, a boost to the amount of gold earned from vendor sales, a bigger chance to get rare materials from salvaging items, and a longer duration for all elixirs. The buff can be leveled up to a maximum of 4 times, and the bonuses will only last until the season ends. Now, worth noting is that you can't just start collecting smoldering ashes from the moment you start the season. You also have to reach a certain character level in order to use them. So players who bought the tier skip can't get a head start at the start of the season, since you can already...
It looks like you only get one, so you have to go up 10 levels, right? Because it looks like there's a 1 behind the 10. That's level... You have to get to level 10. It's level 8 on the battle pass, so you're going to be in level 8 unlocking it, but you can't use it till level 10. Once you get on level 10, you get to use on one ash, right? You can see at the bottom it costs 1. So you could upgrade it 4 times. So there's 4, 8, 12, 16 ashes that you can get to level it up. And you can choose which one you want to unlock, right? If you want to boost your elixirs first, or you want to boost your material stash first, obviously the first one you want to go for everything is XP boost for monster kills. I mean, that just doesn't make sense, right? You want to get that as fast as possible. And then the next one will give you plus 3% and so on and so forth.
10 in order to use them. One thing that is important to know is that smoldering ashes do not transfer over to the next.
Oh, hold on a second.
Bought the tier skip can't get a head start at the start of the season, since you can already receive smoldering ashes at tier 8 as we see here, but your character needs to be level 10 in order to use them. One thing that is important to know is that smoldering ashes do not transfer over to the next season. The collection will be reset, so you better spend them all on the boosts of your choosing to get absolutely everything out.
So I'm assuming, because you can't keep it, that when the season's over, it's done. So there's no reason to keep it, so you have to spend it. And if you don't spend it, does season passes end? I guess they do, right? It's not going to be like Halo where you buy a season pass and then you can take it for completion forever, how far you want to go.
Out of the season. And finally, for players who are looking forward to a continuation of Diablo 4's main campaign, Blizzard is already working on 2 expansions for the game. In an interview with Kind of Funny, Rod Ferguson, the general franchise manager of Diablo, shares the following.
We're finishing up Season 1, we're working on Season 2, we're working on Expansion 1, we're kicking off Expansion 2. All that's happening right now.
So that is great news. The developers already...
How's that going to work, though? How's that going to work as far as... Right now, we all played through the campaign. The ones that are playing right now, you played through the campaign, you finished the campaign. Now, the people that want to do more story campaign, they come out with an expansion later. It's paid for. Let's say I pay for it, okay? Or free, whatever. It comes out. Am I allowed to use my Eternal character? Or do I have to make a seasoned character to go through that expansion type of stuff? This is where it gets a little foggy for me, because every season you got to make a new character. If there's paid DLC, do I have to make a new character, or can I use my regular character? And if I go into the seasons, is there going to be something there for me to get, or all the new, cool things only in seasons? This is something I have a question about.
He mentioned that the story of the campaign will be expanded through post-launch expansions, but that they are already working on them is very promising. And they also note how they will keep listening to feedback through the post-launch and see what type of content we like, so then prioritize that. And it looks like we get some gem upgrades as well, as Datamine ARPG found new rarities for the skulls in the game files. Right now, Royal is the max upgrade we can get to, which unlocks at level 70, but that is 5 out of the 8 in this image. So seems like we can expect new upgrades
70,
on level 80, 90, and 100 in the future. Really curious about the first season, and when we get new info, we will of course let you know here, so totally subscribe to miss nothing on anything Diablo 4. A like on this video.
Yeah, but Quintar, here, let me like this video real fast. Like it. But the question is, Quintar, again, if seasons are happening, right now I have, let's say the season starts tomorrow. I have a level 71 character right now on my main internal character. Now, the new cool stuff is in seasons. The cosmetics, the new gear, right? Like the new bosses, everything that's new is inside season. Now I go into seasons because I have to. Okay, because I'm forced to if I want to partake in that stuff, I have to partake in the season. Now the season 1 is coming to a close. Okay. I got to, let's say, level 70 through the season. I didn't get to level 100. I got to level 70. Didn't complete my goal or whatever. Now season 2 starts right after. Right? They say there's 4 in a year. Well, mathematically, that would be 12 weeks each, with very few little time in between season 1 to season 2, right? If there is a gap. And if there is a gap, then I go play Eternal, my main character. When am I going to have time to play that character? You see what I'm saying? That's the weird thing I don't understand. I really do not like playing all over again for seasons. Hate that thing. This is a huge mix. This is why I'm having a conversation about this, right? I know people are like super hardcore saying, no, this is the way it is. This is the way it's been. We're going to read an article from Paul Tassi, and he's not asking for it to change. He's suggesting that you should be able to at least do this with it, right? So we're going to talk about that. Already working on expansions, a.k.a. they're finishing out cut content to finally add it they originally wanted to launch. Sure, and if they're charging for it, then they make more money. At least they weren't talking about it, Brain, before, what's it called? Before they launched. Meaning it's already been done. And then they're selling it, and they're waiting months and months afterwards. Is just a competition and testing new mechanics for a regular game. No, we just listened to the whole thing, though, Quintar. The thing is that if you want to partake in that, getting the new stuff, you have to play seasons. You can't get the new gear. You can't get the new stuff. It's not about the leaderboards or anything like that. There's no leaderboards right now, right, in the first season. Just going through the season, to get the new gear, to get the emotes, to get the battle pass, you have to play seasons to do all that. You can't play battle. You can't do the battle pass with your eternal character. You have to do the battle pass with your seasonal character. I think the first season will be a test to see how many people complete how much and how many people will retain. Exactly, Horseman. Exactly. They should put seasons in the main game instead of it separately. Many games doing this in the same events. Yeah, so let's read Paul Tassi's article real fast, right? Let's read Paul Tassi's article. Okay, it's stated as Diablo 4 may need to adjust its start over from scratch seasonal model. Okay, now he's not saying it needs to. He's just giving bullet points and stuff of, hey, look, the gaming landscape has changed since Diablo started, right? There wasn't seasonal content way back when. And what Diablo 3 is doing, that's a single-player game. Single player, yes, you could bring your friends in, but that's a single-player game. With Diablo 4, it's an open-world game. It's a completely type of different game. They've changed it. They've evolved the game itself into a different type of game, right? So let's read this. It says, yesterday I was seeking some clarity on the upcoming first season of Diablo 4 in July. While I knew how Diablo 3 seasonal model worked with Blizzard boasting that the modern live service era, was wondering about what aspects of the season this time around would be achievable only through the seasonal character, which the creator created from scratch from level 1 each season. The Eternal Realm characters, the kinds you are playing with right now, and do not need to restart each season. Now, the answer is essentially nothing. Eternal characters do not really interact with the season, the story, the loot, the battle pass, any of it at all. Diablo franchise Rod Ferguson has frequently asked, was nice enough to respond to the question himself. He said, hey, Paul, yes, to take part of the seasonal questline mechanics, season journey, and battle pass, you will need to create a new seasonal character. Playing the campaign with seasonal characters, if you desire or need to finish, will also progress the seasonal journey and battle pass. If you desire or need to finish, will also progress the season. Okay, playing campaign with seasonal character, if you desire or need to finish, will also progress the season journey and battle pass. Okay, so that's what he says. If you desire, you also progress the season journey and battle pass. This led to an immediate split in responses. There are Diablo veterans from either the second or third games that are throwing up their hands and shaking their heads that people were confused about this, because this is the way seasons have worked in Diablo games for 2 decades or so. However, this is a large portion of the population who are now hearing that the character or characters they're playing now, many with dozens of hours sunk into them, will effectively not be able to interact with the new season at all. And that's what I'm saying. So right now, anyone that's playing the game, you might as well just stop, because if you're level 23, I should say you stop if you're done. If you're not done with if you're done with the campaign, just stop. And if you're not done with the campaign, finish the campaign, because then you can't do seasons until you're done with the campaign. Okay? But everything that we're doing right now is literally obsolete, because I can't do the battle pass. If I don't want to play seasons, right? I don't want to go into the season content, then I can't do the battle pass, right? The battle pass not being in the regular game is stupid. Blizzard really needs to release more information on it. So you can't partake in any of the stuff that's new. If I want to pay for the battle pass, I got to make a new character. If I want to do seasonal, I got to make a new character, right? So the seasonal character, the one new character you have to make can get into all the stuff, but the character you're making right now, the guy that you're playing right now, the one that you put in 50, 60, 80, 100, 120, 180 hours is nothing, is garbage, is gone. There's no reason to play the character. There's no reason to do any of it. Okay? So he says, if you sunk in the time, new season at all. Not even if you paid for it. Do you like your barbarian and have taken him to level 80? Well, you need to start a new one from scratch in the month to engage with any of the seasonal content. Okay? And this is what I was talking about before, because that's the way I understood it. And everyone kept telling me, no. It's just optional. It's just optional. You don't have to. And I'm like, all right, cool. I don't have to. But now I have to, right? So the stuff that I'm doing right now is just kind of obsolete. So what was the point of playing just a normal character? I could be playing a hardcore character right now. And if I lose my stuff, it's actually more rewarding, because I'll be like, hey man, I made it to level 80 and I didn't die, type of thing. Okay. So he says, Paul Tassi says, I would push back against the idea, because this is always how things have been. Exactly. This is like the gatekeepers. Well, this is always how it's been. The way it is. It's like, yeah, but now it's an open world game, right? Now it's a world where everyone's like seeing each other in the world, and it's progressing and moving along, and they're adding stuff to it as they go. Okay. So he says, the reason they continue exactly as things were, that's not even true. As with the bolster seasons, there's now actual story content each time, and the battle pass is an entirely new concept for the game. It strikes me as nonsensical that XP you earn on the Eternal character cannot even progress a paid battle pass. Yes, it has boosts for seasonal characters, but the loads of cosmetics in there as well. For the latter race, make it so that if you activate the battle pass with the Eternal character, you're disqualified. So you're not getting the boons or seasonal characters early or whenever. And I think that's a pretty reasonable thing, right? Like, if I don't want to partake in the ladder race, okay, but I still want to get the battle pass, then I'm disqualified from the ladder race with my Eternal character. And if I want to be a part of the character, then I have the option of actually paying, right, for the battle pass and going in with a seasonal character with a brand new, fresh character. But to obsolete everything that we've done up to this point, that's a little off-putting, realistically. Additionally, the claim that the all ARPGs do this is mainly referencing Path of Exile or other main ARPGs in the space, which, yes, is a good game, but it's pretty damn inaccessible and easy to bounce off of. Now, Diablo 4 does not want this inaccessibility. Now, I'm absolutely not suggesting, this is what Paul's saying, I'm not absolutely not suggesting that the entire concept of seasonal characters should be erased. I totally get why some players, especially the most hardcore ones, would want to re-level instead of using their maxed out level 100s every season. But by the time the first season comes out, it will be a month and a half since release. Most people have one moderately strong character by then, and then sampled a few others. But now it's a Blizzard situation or bizarre situation where they either have to put down their main class and restart a different main class character, or they need to wait to try out all classes until the season hits. And if may even be better to delete alts you currently have right now in the seasons before the season's arriving. And the good news is that at least the seasonal characters will transfer to the Eternal Realm once the season is over. So there's that. Though I'm not sure what happens when you run out of slots. Now, I understand the rationale for why Diablo veterans are dismissing concerns with the model, and they think it's very fun, but I'm seeing and hearing this news for the first time, and they're not happy. From the replies on Rob's statement, one of the statements is, this honestly kind of disheartening, okay, or disheartening. I love Diablo games, but I've never interacted with a seasonal character before. Forcing me to make a seasonal character means I won't interact with the Battle Pass either. I love the game. I want to buy the Battle Pass, but not like this, though. Second guy says, hey, Rod, huge fan of Diablo here. Please revise the seasonal process with the team. The character reset should be optional and not mandatory. All this grind and playtime seems like a waste of potential. This is reason D3 got repetitive and didn't feel like a progressive game. Another person says, then why the hell am I playing the game now? It literally all the time. I've spent officially less than irrelevant. What exactly is the point to the base game? It's a good question. What is the point of the base game? What's the point of the base game? Because buying the base game and playing your characters right now was what, to warm up to see what character you wanted, right? So Paul continues and says, there are a lot of these, and I predicted a whole bunch of people are going to learn about the season or even buy the season. Some already have with the Ultimate Edition. Try to start it with their main character and deeply get confused and mad that they can't. What I would argue is Eternal character XP should be able to progress the Battle Pass, even if XP and resource boons don't apply to them, and they can at least earn cosmetics with continued play on the Eternal main or alts. Or B, story content should not be locked to seasonal characters, at least if you buy the season. The Eternals should be able to at least play through the new story content, even if it's easy or if it purchased a season. Now, that's really it. Again, seasonal characters can remain along with the boosts and change things to come with new seasons, but having a model where Eternal characters cannot contribute at all is going to be upset to a lot of people, and it's really a financial question too, as if you want to engage people with modern era live service model, I think you may have to play a ball a bit and adjust the ARPG model that is now 2 decades old. If not, you're not going to hook nearly as many people as you would otherwise, and if you don't even need to come with the expensive hardcore players that would like the old model. Will Blizzard change anything? While they're reactive of players' concerns pretty quickly, my guess is no, at least not for Season 1. If there's some big pushback or purchases, fallback or explanations, maybe is revisited, but all I'm saying is I think we're going to have a lot of upset people on day one here, and maybe it's time to think or repurpose what it is. And I think he's got a good point. I said before I even knew about this, I said that there's going to be a major drop-off after people play the campaign. There's going to be a major drop-off once Season 1 starts, okay? Now, obviously, if you want to gatekeep your game, you can gatekeep your game. And when I say gatekeep, I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about Blizzard, right? If Blizzard wants to gatekeep their game to the 1%ers or the 20%ers, that's fine. You're going to lose a huge chunk of people. And when you lose that huge chunk of people, that's less people that will pay for a battle pass. That's less people that will go in for a season to get the cosmetic skins. That's less people that buy in your store. If you want to do that, cool. I can tell you, I will partake in Season 1 to see what it is. But if Season 1 is how Season 2 is going to be, and Season 3, and Season 4, and they're not going to make the changes, that's going to be the end of it, right? I might even end before that, because if they charge for stashes, okay, if I find that I have to pay and I can't earn it in any way, shape, or form, there's going to be a major problem, and I'm done with the game anyway, so I really don't care if there's seasons or not. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat here. Brain says, I already working on expansions. Already read that. Quintar already said that. Okay. I think the first season will be a test. Already read that. They should put seasons in the main game instead of putting it separately. Main game is doing this in the season events. The Battle Pass not being able in the regular games is stupid. Blizzard needs to fix that. AKA locked the paid wall with the paid expansions to get new outfits and etc. with story content. So forcing players to play seasons. So it's boring, but yeah, sadly. Yeah? Yeah, what's going on, Kylo? What's the point in leveling up your own character when restarting your characters? Blizzard's great job. Yeah, there's no point right now. Like, reading this and knowing that the character that I have, that if I just want to play the Battle Pass with my Eternal character, I can't do it. Can't do it. Okay? And then on top of that, okay, how does it work with clans and stuff? I guess the clans would be the same, because it doesn't matter if you make a new character, you're still in the clan. So that works fine, I guess, right? This means that your current progression will be a waste when the new season starts. Yeah, So basically what's happening right now is, even though you're playing on a normal game, you're basically playing hardcore because you've just lost everything you've just done, right? You just lost everything you've just done. Now, obviously, you could die and you still have your character and it's still there. You can still play it. But when Seasons comes out, what's going to happen? Is there going to be 2 separate servers? Is there going to be a seasonal server and an eternal server? And when you go into the main menu, you click on eternal character and you go into the eternal realm? Or is it seasonal realm? Is that the way it's going to work? That's going to be another interesting thing, right? Now they're splitting the server bases up between seasonal servers and eternal servers. Yeah, this is dumb. Only reason to play now is to beat the campaign. Nothing else. Usually once the season is finished, it gets released to the regular game. Right, well, that's what's happening now. Once the season 1 is done, all the loot and stuff that was there will go into the realm, right? And then you have to find it and earn it with the game itself, which then makes the pool bigger and bigger and bigger, which is a whole nother problem, which we'll talk about season 2 and season 3, where once the gear, because if they add, let's say they add 50 pieces of gear in season 1, and then it goes into the regular pool, that's 50 more pieces of gear that are now randomly dropping with the other 150 pieces. So now there's 200 pieces of gear that are rotating, and there's no really strict way of getting the gear that you need. Like, go to this boss, he has a chance of dropping. There's none of that right now. Let's see here. Instead of adding these separate seasons, they should just add new dungeons to the main game and change it each 3 months. Perhaps. I just think that I like what Paul said in the article, where I don't agree with Paul a lot, okay? But he made good points here in the article saying, look, if I want to play my eternal character, I don't have all the time in the world, right? I'm putting way more time in this game right now than I usually put into a game, right? Because I'm addicted to it. I like it. But at the same time, I'm looking at it going, well, do I want to put this amount of time in every season with a brand new character that I either get to continue playing after the season because it comes into the Eternal Realm, but then I'm not playing my Eternal character. So there's no point of playing my character. And it's like, what's the point? If all the new characters that I make always get the new stuff and I can't use my old character, then what's the point? It's going to take me another 100 hours to go from where I am now to a level 100. Meaning I'll never get to level 100, right? And I know as a person, I have to make those choices, right? Do I want to make it to 100? Well, then I'm going to have to put in the time to get to level 100. But if I can't play my eternal character, that's less time I'm going to get to 100. So meaning I have to rush through it. Meaning I have to put as much time in as possible each season just to do it. And that's stupid. This means that it will also turn off players who want D4 to turn into the game off and play with other games instead of D4. Yeah, exactly, Jesse. Exactly. Too bad we can't refund the game even anymore. If you like to finish the story, uninstall it. Right. Well, I can't return the game in good faith, right? I'm not going to. I would never do that, right? That's like eating 90% of the steak and going, my steak was bad. Yeah, type of thing at the restaurant, right? I enjoyed the game. I have no regrets. If I stop playing Diablo 4 today, I already have over 100 hours. I paid 70, or not even 70. Right? Because I actually got $30 off because I had gift cards or whatever. So I paid $60. Okay, I paid $60 with the extended edition and whatnot, and I'm fine. I got my money's worth for it. So if I never touch the game again, I'm good. Yeah, it's strange to me. I can't unlock new things with day 1 character. It's a season 1. I haven't made a new character, knowing I'm forced to do it in a month. Right. All my alt characters that I have right now, waste. It's like Fallout 76 style of seasonal content, where you can just play your normal character and get the extra cosmetic stuff along the way for participating in special events. Exactly, General. Right? But no, the people are going to tell you, this is how Diablo is, bro. How it is, how it's always been. Yeah, but Diablo has never been what it is now. Diablo 4 is not like Diablo 3 and Diablo 2. It's a completely different Diablo. Because there's a 4 behind it. No, because of the open world status of what it is, right? It's a completely different way. I'm not interested. Quest says, I'm not interested in being forced to start a new character every season. And that's what I'm saying, right? Like, I get it. If you want to partake in that thing, cool, go for it. But I shouldn't have to be forced to stop playing my main character to do the battle pass. That's just dumb. One, I don't even want to play your battle pass. I most likely won't buy the battle pass, right? I'll just play the free track And if I complete the battle pass because I'm enjoying my time in your game, then I'll purchase it after. That's how I play battle passes. I do not give you the money up front if it expires. I play the game and see what I got unlocked, and if I unlock the whole thing, then I'm like, all right, that was a good grind to finish your season pass, and if I like it, I'll give you the money. I don't give you the money up front. I only play with my werebear. I'm level 74. I guess I'll try a new character, maybe Barbarian. Still going to play with my Druid in Eternal Realm. But when are you going to have time to play in your Eternal Realm between seasons? What is that gap? Was it a week? 2 weeks? What are you going to put in? Another 4 hours on your Eternal Realm? And then after Season 2, you put another 4 hours into your Eternal Realm? So wait, we have to start over when it comes out? If you want to play the seasonal content or the Battle Pass and the new story content type of stuff that they're putting in the game, Super Dave, then yes, you're going to have to make a new character at level 1. Now, you can take your character that you have now, the Eternal character, and do a rebirth, is what they said. You could do a rebirth, okay, which all it does is take your main Eternal character, instead of going to the cosmetic screen and making a new character, you can take your character, it makes like a copy of it, basically, and it does a rebirth inside the seasonal content, right? So then your content of your rebirth character goes through. Now, if even that, great, I'm playing my character that I already made. I just have to do a character customization anymore. But I still have to go from level 1 and level all the way back up again, which is just demoralizing. Like, why did I get to level 71 just so I could do it again with the same character? AKA, known as a casual players will leave before Season 1 starts. I think they will leave. They will play Season 1, notice what's happening, and then all of a sudden go, yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, each new season requires new players to create a new character or rebirth your current one. Probably as a level 1 without having gear. That's correct. Right. Rebirth gives you one character, and that's it. Your main character now. Rebirth, all it means is you're not going to character customization to make your character again. You're just bringing that character over and then playing. PvP is the best way to get loot. For the season, is that part of the conversation we're having, boss? Like, we're talking about the character and how you have to make a new character to partake in the battle pass, the season, and everything. All the new content, you have to make a new character. You can't use your Eternal character. So each season is 100. That means easily over 500 plus in a year, but you're starting over every character. That's correct. That's correct. And when the expansions come out, who will have time to do both? And that's the juggling. This is what I'm talking about. If you want to partake in the season and the battle pass with the new character, cool, right? And you still have your Eternal character. No one's taking your Eternal character away. Your Eternal character is still there. But when can I play him? When am I going to play him? Because if I'm playing my character, I'm just going up levels, right, to get to 100. But if I play the season, I'm getting cosmetics and emotes and currency and new gear. There's new bosses. All the new stuff is inside the seasonal and battle pass section if you make a new character for seasons. And if I play my Eternal character, none of that's in there. I'm just playing the game as is, the same stuff over and over, just to go up levels. There's no new gear. There's no new cosmetics. There's no new emotes. Nothing. Season 1 now coming to an end. I made a character. Let's say I got to 50. Okay, at the end of season 1, I have a 50 character sorcerer. I have my Eternal character that's a druid that's level 71. I have a sorcerer that's level 50. Okay, well, I'm done with the season now. All the stuff that comes over now, I can move over to the other thing. Unless I want to give my druid the character, then I would make a druid. Then I could give him the new gear to put into my other druid. So you're working to build your Eternal character with your seasonal character if you're playing the same type of character to give him the gear, but then you have no time between Season 1 and Season 2 to go play the Eternal character to level your Eternal character up. So it's just like he's like a book stop just to be there. Each new season requires players to create. I already read that. Okay, 100%. Okay, expansion comes out. Who will have time to do both? Nobody. Unless you werebear for president. Another annoying thing is they make seasons as a race stuff. And there's a race or racing games already. If you want to test your speeds, do not like the rush stuff. Well, this is another thing, right? So we all started a race. The seasonal characters start off. Time is time. right? We all have different jobs. We all have different families. We all have different responsibilities and whatnot. And life is not fair. And I totally get that. So if we all start on day one in this so-called race for the seasonal stuff, okay, it's like a big marathon run, like Chicago, New York, whatever, right? Where everyone's at the starting line. But honestly, everyone can't be at the starting line at the exact same time because time is that gap. So there's people that are going to play the game for 16 hours that first day, okay? And those are the people at the beginning of the starting line. And there's other people that are the casuals that are all the way in the back of the race, where the gun starts and goes, poosh, and we all start. And we're like, yeah, we're so excited. The race is starting. And everyone starts to go. And the time the casual dad or mom or kid gets to the starting line, the people that were starting at the starting line have already won. So you will never, ever catch up or be competitive in any way, shape, or form if that's what you're going for. You have to dedicate your stuff, which is fine, right? If certain people have that, that choice to do it. But it's not really a race. It's for a small percent of a thing. And the casuals are going to see this that are coming over to the game. They're going to be like, oh, this is fun. And they're like, and they're going to see what I call the wizard behind the curtain. And then once they see the wizard behind the curtain, they're going to be like, this is not the Wizard of Oz anymore. This is some, regular dude behind the thing. And I'm turned off by this. And they're not going to play the game. There's going to be a huge drop off for Blizzard in Diablo. And they don't actually care. Let's be honest. They sold $1 billion worth of product. They already made your money. They already sold probably more than that because of the cosmetics in the cosmetics store. They're going to make a little bit more because, remember, 20% is 80% of the profit. So they don't need all the people that bought the game to participate in the seasons and whatnot. They just need a small percent that's going to keep paying to make a profit. And that's how it works. You don't really fight the real Lilith until level 100. Right. And I can't get there if I don't have time to play my main character. It also depends on how long it takes to complete the battle pass. Another thing, we don't know. Also, I assume there will also be some time to play the Eternal. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense to even play, say, things from seasons, maybe put in the main game. Well, they said there's 4 seasons in a year. Well, mathematically, if it's 12 weeks in a season, 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 times 2 is 48. There's 52 weeks. So how many weeks in between each season? The max is only 2. So what is the time frame between each season? Do you know what I mean? Just too many people playing it, bro. Human nature to milk it. The same thing will happen to Starfield. Well, Starfield's a little different because even if they put in seasons and let's say they do the exact same thing, it's still a single player game, right? People play the story and stuff. This is a single player game mixed into an open world now. The battle pass is probably a way of making casuals think they have a method to catch up with, even if the hardcore players will be getting the battle pass too. I guess, but if we all have the same amount of time, General, and I play 16 hours over 4 days and you play 16 hours a day, obviously I'm not going to catch up to you because you're going to unlock the boosts faster. You're going to unlock everything faster. So there's no way in hell I can catch up. If you're one of those competitive people, but most people aren't because they don't have the time. Just more paywall after paywall. Now they got guys paying $100 for the game and buying the battle pass. Like, WTF? This isn't COD. It's RPG greed. We'll see. I mean, if people don't partake in the seasons, they'll change it real fast. But the data will show what they want to show, and they'll get their answer real fast. The Crew Motorfest is out in a few months' time. I'm looking forward to it. Nice, Monster. So can I really not play the new story content with the Eternal character, even if I bought the Battle Pass? That is correct, Neutralizer. You can play with your character, but it has to be a rebirth character starting at level 1. You cannot use your Eternal character inside for the Battle Pass. You can't unlock anything in the Battle Pass with your character you're playing right now. You can only unlock stuff with a brand new character for seasons for the seasonal content. There's also the question, is having core content to play in the Eternal Realm. They could have some things persist beyond seasons. They cannot continue like things from expansions. Go on, Marky Mark. Wait, say that again, Horseman, or say it again. I'll read it again. There's also a question, is having core content to play in the Eternal Realm. They could have some things that persist beyond seasons. You can also continue like things from expansions. Well, I think what's happening is, this is the way my brain looks at it, right? This is the way my brain looks at it. Right now, we are in beta, right? We're in beta form right now. Right now, they're seeing this is a beta test. Even though we had beta tests, this is the actual true beta test. They charged you full price and more to get into the game, and they had really good stability, right? We're still getting glitches and bugs and drops and going to the dashboard and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's 100% a beta test. When Season 1 starts is when the actual game comes out, and people will start over from that point, okay? As the season progresses, they're going to take all that stuff, the gear, the story elements, and I believe the bosses. Like, there's going to be new bosses and stuff that you fight in the dungeons and whatnot. And then at the end of that season, they'll move that all into the regular Eternal World. Because when Season 2 comes out, they're going to have different bosses and different things that they add to the game, right? So it's because it's an ongoing game, and this is why people are saying, well, this is the way the ARPG is. This is always the way it's been in Diablo. But Diablo itself has changed fundamentally of what Diablo is. It wasn't what it was in D3 because it's an open world. It's a light MMO is what it is. If you want to admit that or not, it's a light MMO mixed with an ARPG, which it wasn't that before. Travis says, how long has the game been out? If more than 2 weeks is the time to move on to a new, better game like Final Fantasy. But that's for each person to decide themselves, Travis. If people are enjoying the game, they'll stick with the game for 2 months, 6 months, 2 years, right? Ford says, Diablo 3 currently has 1 week in between seasons, but they do tell you when the seasons will end and the next season begins, so you can also plan accordingly. Okay, so let's go with that, Ford. So I have 1 week, right? 1 week in between seasons. So I have 1 week in between the season starts. If I don't partake in the seasonal content, I can't partake in the seasonal, and I can't partake in the battle pass. Even though I purchased the battle pass, I have to make a new character. If I choose not to purchase the battle pass or the season pass, right, I can't partake unless I make a new character. I now partake. I go into the seasons and the battle pass, meaning I'm not playing my eternal character, and then the season ends. I get my character up to the exact same character's level that I'm up right now. I put another 100 hours in for the season, for the 12 weeks or whatever, and I have a level 70 character. Now I have 1 week between Season 1 and Season 2. How much time am I putting back into my eternal character? How much time am I going to put back in my eternal character when Season 2 starts 1 week later? Yeah, this is just getting the idea of what you want to do once the season starts. Right. This is like the planning stages of what you want to do before the actual game comes out. Right? This was an extra bonus. You paid $70, $80, $90 to get the game early so you could play, experience what the game was, see what was good, see what was bad. But this was the actual testing phase. How many nerfs did they do for the dungeons? How many nerfs did they do for certain pieces of gear? How many nerfs did they do? Sure, they buffed a couple things, but this was 100% a beta for Blizzard to change and fix the game and balance it before Season 1 came out. 100%. You can't change my mind in any other way. The true hardcore will have the season completed in the first 5 days. The rest of us will take a month or more. The game is evolving. Hopefully, we'll get better over time. Cross the fingers, Quintara. I hope so. The seasons are a turnoff for me. I'll try it, but I'm pumped. I'm not pumped. And I'll bet I'm not the only one. Yeah, there's a huge split. We're going to go into some comments here because Paul Tassi wrote, and then he's got comments coming in underneath his Twitter, and I think it's a split. I really do. I think a lot of people that played Diablo before, like, this is how it is, bro. If you don't like it, don't play the game. And it's like, great, but you're not the spokesperson for the actual company that wants people to play their game so they can make money, right? My point was that we want you to focus solely on this game and don't respect your time. Well, a lot of games don't respect your time. If the reason, though, here's a good point, right? This is why I have conversations. This is why other people have conversations. This is why people like Paul Tassi made an article and then reached out to Rod Ferguson, and he makes it known that, hey, look, this is not cool. You need to change this because otherwise you're going to lose a lot of players. And if they want to lose a lot of players, they'll be like, well, let's see what happens. Let's roll the dice and see how many people stop. And this is what I'm talking about, the data. The data is if people say they don't like it, but then they partake in it, then it shows the opposite. If people are vocal and say, I don't like this, I'm not participating in the seasons, and then all of a sudden the seasons comes out and they go, everyone loves the seasons. There's so many people playing. Their data shows. Your voice is one thing, your data is another. The data shows everything. So if everyone doesn't play the game, but all of a sudden they're like, more people played the game in season 1 than we've ever played before. They're like, this is working. Because if it's not broke, don't fix it. Right? So you have to be vocal. You have to tell people, hey, this is what it is. And the business then decides, okay, they don't like this. We got to go back to the drawing board. Right? Playing season is not the problem itself. Problem is that we have to create new characters for each season and level up. Leveling up a character over and over is boring. Right? And I don't understand why they can't just separate the two. If you're a person that wants to go into the ladder season, then go ahead. But if I want to continue playing my Eternal character into the world that they've built, I should be able to do that. You should be able to do that. Because we don't have all the time in the world where I can put 16 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 4 hours a day into playing that one character, right? Or multiple characters. Can't do it. Yeah, basically charge $100 to be a beta tester. Yeah, I 100% believe that. Probably none, but your seasonal character becomes an Eternal character, so you can then continue to use the character in non-seasonal content. But I don't want to put another. I put 120 hours into my druid right now. Why do I? And I'm not level 100. The end game to get to Echo Lilith, okay, is at level 100. I'm trying to get to level 100 so then I can go for the end boss. I'm never going to do that if I have to make a new character and play seasonal content. It's never going to happen. Once season started in Diablo 3, I rarely went back to the first character, as I always moving loot around during the down week. But that's what I'm saying. You don't have time to play multiple characters. Even if I want, let's say, okay, I go, all right, I'm done with my druid. I'm going to make my druid again. I'm going to go in the season. Do you think I'm going to get to level 100 during the season? I don't think so. I don't think so. They nerfed your werebear. Expect they won't do that is Blizzard. They go for 50 people played seasons, so it's successful. Ignore the 5,000 who didn't. Well, if those 50 people are spending money and they're making 80% of the profit, then you're absolutely right, Travis. Wonder if they're going to test out the Battle Pass in Season 1 and then make it part of the regular game after that. They probably will. And hence why I say we're in a beta test. The problem, it seems to be, that they're trying to incorporate way to make more money off it before it finishes. Right. And that is the driving factor, right? Azercross just made a video about how greedy Bungie was or has become with their store and seasonal model in Destiny. It's eye-opening. Crowded House, I literally talked about how greedy they were back in year 1 of Destiny 2. When people were defending Bungie by saying, well, if you buy the stuff in the microtransaction store, it's funding the content. Like, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. I'm going to watch it. I haven't watched any kind of Destiny content, but I've been saying the same shit that Azercross has been saying way after I've said it. Okay? I've already moved on, right? I don't partake in stuff like that. Meaning, I don't like it, so I stopped playing because I saw the greed factor happening with that game. I think that Blizzard don't respect the player's time. A lot of companies don't respect the player's time. I would say, to push back on that, though, Jesse, the game I'm playing right now, Diablo 4, I'm having a blast playing right now, okay? I feel like it's a good balance what's happening. Is there stuff that's wrong? Sure. But I still think there's a good balance, and I'm enjoying the game now. But now you add the seasonal stuff, and it disengages everything that I just did with my character that I created. It literally just chucks it out the window. Because it doesn't matter if I like the game or not. I have to make a new character to partake in the new stuff. That's their goal, is for you to never finish it to hide it has nothing to value of this in the season. Unfortunately, an ARPG don't really respect players' time to the grind to build your character. But why? Right? But why? Why? Because that's the way it was? Imagine like showing up to a job, right? And your first day on the job, a guy comes over and kicks you in the nuts. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? I just started. What the fuck is that? They're like, that's how it happened to me when I got here. Just the way this job is. I get kicked in the nuts. Just the way it is. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then when the next guy starts, you get to kick the next guy in the nuts because he kicked you in the nuts, right? It's like, why? Why can't it change? Why can't it separate? Why can't you partake in the season content? And I don't want to partake in the season content. I just want to keep leveling my character, right? But I can't get new gear. I can't get the other stuff. I have to wait. So my thing right now is don't partake in the season. Don't partake in the battle pass. Wait for season 1 to end. Wait for them to insert the content that was in season 1 into the pool of the Eternal Realm. And then when season 2 comes out, then start playing my Eternal character and not playing seasons at all. Just wait for the new gear to come in from season 1 into season 2, and then I have new content to do. You need Sarge warned off Bungie's greed going into Destiny 2 season 2. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Brain. Like, that's like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Now the guy who's pinned into Destiny, who's played Destiny all these years, and now he's making a video on how greedy they are. You didn't see it before? And I love Azakross. I'm not making fun of him. I just think it's funny that now he's saying how greedy they are. Like, hello? Hello, McFly? Like, what are we talking about here? Is Diablo worse than Destiny when it becomes respecting your time? Because Destiny is really bad right now? Destiny has always been bad. You guys are just seeing the wizard now. All about the fun factor. Either you enjoy it or you don't. No, that's the way it is. Not was. That's what I said. That's the way it is. I did say that. As someone with slightly interested and didn't own the game yet, I completely lost interest the second the Battle Pass was announced. Yeah, that's the big part. Like, if I want to partake in your game, the Battle Pass shouldn't be linked to seasons. It should be linked to whatever character that I want to play, where I want to play it. It shits on the player's time, period. All them hours you put in don't matter. Exactly, Rose. And it's a shame because I'm really enjoying Diablo 4. I had this like lull period between like level 58 and like 65. But since 65, I started getting drops again, and it like got me excited, and I'm like putting my thing together, I'm building my build, I'm doing what you know what I mean? It's infuriating that I can't continue with the character that I'm using now. But your Eververse purchases were funding all the new content. Yeah, I know, Brain. Yeah. Gotta keep your lights on. Gotta keep your lights on. I think the marathon set people off. It was a proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. I didn't play it, so I don't know what marathon was. Marathon's the new first person shooter, right? The first person game that they're coming out with. You can keep leveling your druid and going after 100 Lilith boss and can still gear up. Sure, but I can't get the cosmetics from the battle pass. I can't get the stuff that's on the battle pass, boss. Do you understand? I can't get the stuff that's on the battle pass unless I make a new character. I'm okay with the seasonal stuff. If you want to go partake in the seasonal stuff, by all means, go ahead. But as my eternal character, I can't even partake with the battle pass because the battle pass is attached to the season. which is attached to a new character. You think the battle pass should work in Seasons or Eternal Realm? Yes, that's exactly right. Imagine somebody that bought the season pass before the game came out, because of the extended whatever, right? And they think that their game, that the person that they're putting time in right now, that they can partake in the battle pass, but they can't. They have to start a brand new character. Stop enjoying it. They'll stop slapping paywalls in front of you. Activision Blizzard just got $60 billion. Going to keep the lights on. Yeah, that's exactly right. Right. They have one giant light bulb. They're fine. Lights, a live service game really about the greed. Sorry to hear is one rip. Can't enjoy the rest until a couple of months, maybe. Right. So you want the Battle Pass in Eternal Realm. And I think they locked the Battle Pass because it's new content and all new content is season. Right. Which is kind of dumb. Like, I'm okay if you want to do your season ladder race and stuff like that. Cool. Just separate the battle pass. And look, I probably won't even get the goddamn battle pass, boss. I'll be honest with you, because a battle pass to me is I don't give my $10 or $15 or $25 up front. What I do is I play the game, and if I'm enjoying the game and I'm leveling up the free aspect of the battle pass and I'm getting little things here and there, and then I finish the battle pass, then I will pay you the money if I enjoyed my time. Right? I do not pay up front to then get shit on. I wait to see what my time is worth and go, yeah, you know what? I enjoyed that season. Right? So here's your money. You're just talking about the rewards, not the content. Exactly. I'm surprised they didn't make the two different passes, one for seasonal and one for the Eternal Realm. Some would buy both. Exactly, Hilly. Bungie has been neglecting PvP for literally years and announces Marathon with the dedicated servers. Sure, because make the problem, sell the solution, Crowded, right? Why put dedicated servers on a game you already paid for? Take the PvP out, put it in a separate game, and then charge for it. So if seasonal content comes to Eternal Realms after each season, why not just come back in a year and enjoy the new content then? You could do that. You could do that 100%, Brain. I'm going to enjoy the main druid and enjoy Eternal Realm mostly, the seasonal stuff, and the seasonal stuff. I mean, more power to anyone that has the time to play multiple characters on the stuff. Good Lord, how do people not get that Blizzard is doing this in order to prove that they are scum and nobody should be doing seasons? But the seasons in this game is different than the thing. My argument's not about seasons, Travis. My argument is about putting your Eternal character basically on hold. Because you have to play a new character to level up the seasons and the battle pass in the game. Right? That's my again, and if I don't want it, I won't play it. That's what type of person I am, right? I stand by what I say. If I don't like it, I won't play it. If I'm enjoying myself, I'll play it. But I think it's a bad business model to put stuff behind a thing where you can't play. Like, I can't play my character. If you're a level 100 character now, God bless you, right? You put in a shit ton of time to get your character to level 100. I'm still trying to get to level 100 to beat the game. And now season 1 is starting. So now we have a clan, right? And they're like, hey, you want to play the seasons? I'm leveling up my character. Be like, oh, no, I'm still doing my Eternal guy. I'm still leveling up. I'll see you in like 4 months when I get to level 100 and I finally beat the game. I'll see you in season 2, right? Even though I'm playing the game just like everybody else, I can't level up my battle pass, right? To level up my battle pass, I got to pay $10 and shit on my own time for the Eternal Realm so I can make a new character so I can get cosmetics and wait 12 weeks to get those cosmetics and stuff into the Eternal Realm. I agree that Eternal players should be able to get Battle Pass, but I think they don't, because Battle Pass would give the currency ruins items that are new content seasonal stuff. What Paul Tassi was saying is, if that's the case, then it disqualifies me from getting that stuff. Like, and not getting the ashes and stuff like that, then just skip over it. You just let me get the stuff and bring it into my regular Eternal Realm. The seasonal stuff is a toe dip. Most players thought Destiny was going to be better than Bungie left Activision, but then the greed accelerated and the content is much less substantial. Yeah. Crowded. I don't know. Did you watch me back? Again, I know I'm a small, minuscule channel that no one knows about, but I don't know if you watched me back in 2015, 2016 when or saw some of the stuff I did. I literally said all of this about Destiny. Every single thing. About to buy Baldur's Gate. D4, sorry. Not sorry. Baldur's Gate's going to be good, and you know it's on a live service game, so you should be good. And my argument is that Blizzard doesn't care about selling about you enjoying the game. It's about making you or selling you a kidney to get their shit. But isn't that most game companies? Isn't that most game companies? I'm not mad that a business is trying to make money, right? I'm not mad that a business is trying to make money. I'm not even mad that what they're doing. What I'm saying is respect the player's time as far as if I have Eternal Character, I already bought your game, right? I already bought your game. I already paid $70, $80, $90, $120 to get your game. I've been playing your game this entire time. I've been enjoying your game the entire time. But now when Season 1 comes out, they're shitting all over my time. Because now if I want to give them money for the Battle Pass, or if I want to take my time to put towards the Battle Pass, it doesn't go towards my other character. And I'm not playing my main character that I've been playing this entire time. Right? It's just weird. Especially in this open world game, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Are you ready for this? Because in Diablo, the other Diablos didn't do this, right? So the people that want to argue that this is how an ARPG works, the other Diablos weren't scaled to you at all times. So does it matter if I'm level 1 going through the season, at level 1 going through the world, or does it matter that I'm level 70 going through the world? I still have to complete all the things, right? I still have to do all the things and go to the places and stuff like that. You put a new boss in, I'm going to go fight the new boss. You got a new gear, I'm going to try to find the new gear. It all scales with you the entire time. So telling me that I have to start back at 1 just to go back up to try to get to 100 is just weird to me. Because the past games, there wasn't an open world where the things scaled with you the entire time. Okay, there was lower levels and higher levels, and you would go to certain areas and then you would progress through the game. Now it's just open world. You can go north and south and east and west, and they're all the same. They're all the same level as you. Eternal Realm forever. Yes, but Bungie took the time to do it. Blizzard is doing it out of the gate. No. Bungie did it over time as well. This is Diablo 4. This is not like Diablo 1 out of the gate. This is Diablo over time. They've transformed into what Diablo is today. This is why I stick to mostly single player games. You don't see all this crooked shit. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? There's single player games. Let me introduce you to Assassin's Creed charging you for cosmetics and XP boosts. What are we talking about? Single player games don't get around it. You can nitpick certain single players games do, right? Okay, that's one. Go on. You just said no. I can name other ones. I don't need to. My point's already broken your point. This is why I stick to single player games. You don't see this all crooked shit in those. And I just named one, meaning your statement is shit. Even with the scaling, you still have more abilities, better items that a level 1 doesn't have. Yeah, but who's that hurting, Quintar? Who's that hurting in the game? If everyone's playing their own thing, right, and they're going around, and I'm level 60, and you're starting at level 1, who am I hurting? For my season pass, for my Eternal Realm character, as I go through for everyone that's scaled to me. A 1,000 plants, only a single player. Gonna feel pretty lonely in those universes. Nah, it'll be fine, General. It'll be fine. Me saying that and saying people will be bored, not gonna happen. People will be fine. They'll be fine going to planet 264 and 999 and building a base and scanning things and going there and going, this is amazing. They're not gonna get bored at all. I didn't say single player. I didn't say all single player games. You said you don't see that all this crooked shit in those. In those means all single player games. Keep enjoying the Internal Realm. My level 74 werebear ain't going nowhere. No, my druid, 71 druid's not going anywhere. It's just that if I want to partake in the seasonal stuff, he's not getting played. It's the stupid ladder race. It's what it will hurt. Imagine starting a race if you have a car and everyone else is running. But you don't have to do that. But this is what I'm saying, Quintari. If you're partaking in the ladder race, okay, then you have to start at 1. But if I want to partake in the other stuff, I shouldn't have to be part of the ladder race. Watch Starfield adds a battle pass too on a single player game. It would bet money. I mean, Fallout 76, you could play single player, right? You can play single player in Fallout 76, and they have a battle pass. They have a whole board game that you have to go through to unlock stuff. They made their battle pass fun. Yeah, it's a multiplayer game. It's a light MMO type of thing. But technically, you could play the entire thing by yourself. Okay? And if you wanted to play Fallout 76 by yourself, you can start your own server by paying them for Fallout first. Okay? And then do the battle pass in a single player game that you paid for a private server. Obviously, a solution here is have the ladder be just one rung. So let's go here real fast and look what the comment section has to say about what Paul Tassi has said in the... Whoa. That's really big. So let's see. Okay, so he says, before people freak out, I'm not suggesting getting rid of seasonal characters, but you are about to run into a whole lot of people who put 50 plus hours into a character they can't even use for the seasons, or you're telling them to delete the alts they just started. He says, I'm absolutely not suggesting that the entire concept of seasonal characters should be erased. I totally get why some players, especially most hardcore ones, would want to re-level instead of using the maxed out level 100s every season. But by the time the first season comes out, it will be a month and a half since release. Most people that have one moderately strong character by then or have sampled a few others, but now it's a bizarre situation that they either put down the main class or restart a different main class character, or they need to wait or try alt characters until the season hits. It may be even better to delete alts you currently have for the season arriving. The good news is that at least seasonal characters will transfer to the Eternal Realm once the season's over, so that's that. Okay? He says, I also see people who bought the Ultimate Edition with the seasons having no clue it worked like this. My suggestion is to at least have Eternal characters XP progress the Battle Pass to get the cosmetics, and I think that's an easy solution. I think that's the best solution. Okay? So here's some people. Clearly, you've never played an ARPG like Diablo or Path of Exile before. He says, it's true. I do not have 4,000 hours in D2 or D3. Okay, I'm not playing the game anymore because of this, and why bother anymore? D3 had the seasonal model for about a decade now. It's literally nothing new. Do you see the mindset, though? Do you see the mindset? Well, this is how it is, so this is how it's going to be. But the game itself, so to make a statement like that, saying that, well, Diablo hasn't changed, but obviously Diablo has changed. because Diablo now is a multi cross-platform, open world, mini, light, whatever you want to call it, MMO ARPG. Right? The game fundamentally itself has changed, but the ruling has to stick, right? The ruling has to stick. I think this is a lot to freak out on over nothing. He says you've got to view the seasonal as a separate mode. You make a character, do the challenges to unlock limited armor sets and cosmetic things. When the season's over, it transfers over to the main realm. See, this person's not even listening to what Paul Tassi said, right? He's not saying anything about the seasonal stuff. He's talking about the battle pass, going up the levels of the battle pass. Okay. D3 had the Hedrick's gift. As you complete certain seasonal challenges, you get set pieces for free. The gift set was announced ahead of time, so so you could decide if you want to play based off of what you wanted. Not sure how Season 1 will work with no sets, or if something similar will exist. One person says, good write-up, Paul. I love seasonal/fresh characters, but I'm absolutely for Battle Pass and seasonal story to be accessible to Eternal. Not letting Eternal access seems like a huge missed opportunity, especially on something that drives players' engagement and revenue. This is what I'm saying. Like, the people that are like gatekeeping and saying, well, this is how ARPGs are, is just weird to me, because Blizzard's losing out. They're going to lose out on a lot of people going, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't have 50 additional hours to put to a different character. I want to put my 50 hours that I have remaining, okay, in the time frame that I have into the character that I've already made. Okay. Working so hard on the level you're made just to have start over the seasonal stuff and to progress the battle pass is just not the way to go about it. Now I'm wondering when the game comes out, or when the season comes out, is there going to be two options to pick, right? Eternals and then seasonal in the open menu system, right? I hope so. Because if it's not, and it automatically makes it seasonal, and my character can't access the season, and I have to make a new character, that's going to be really, really bad, right? That's going to be really, really bad. So hopefully there's an option. I'm sure there will be, but just don't understand how it's going to work yet. It says, agreed. People forget Diablo 2 and 3 were pretty old by the time they introduced seasons. This won't go down well less than 2 months after release. Yep. Sigh. I'm getting tired of reading stuff like this. Really want to play the same level 100 character for the next 10 years? Try playing a season before thinking it's going to be rough. Also, as far as the slots, you wind up deleting a lot of the characters. Yeah, but this is also not partaking into what he's saying, right? First of all, he's assuming that everyone has a level 100 character before the season starts. Okay. And then who's to say that someone that's level 100 for the next 10 years, because correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Diablo 3, wasn't the main level 60, and then they raised it, and then they raised it, and then they raised it? Am I wrong about that? I'm pretty sure that they raised the cap of the level in Diablo 3, where here you're already at 100. So to say that you're going to be level 100 character and it's never going to go up from 100 seems a little weird to me as well. This is how it's always been. This is how the defense is bad idea. Saying that the genocide is what our race has always done doesn't mean it's a good thing. People are missing using the ARPG seasonal and Diablo thing, not an ARPG thing. ARPG, our ability to grind, nothing about seasons. That's not the way they're talking about it, though, Quintar. That's not the way they're using it. They're saying, oh, this is how it is. Right? Paul says, you're really... Savage Sean says, Paul, you're really doubling down on the mode of Diablo, and you admit that you've never played. This is literally how seasons work. Right? Here's another one. This is how seasons work. You start fresh, and the extra rewards items for playing seasons, no one is tossing away their main. You take break from playing the seasons. Again, this guy probably didn't even read the article, because Paul is not talking about the season. He's talking about the battle pass. Right? The point of the seasonal ladder is for it to be completionist or competition. If someone doesn't understand that, then the mode isn't for them. Understandable. And that's okay. Not every mode has to be for every player. The Eternal characters aren't going anywhere. Again, another person that doesn't understand what the article was, because he's, again, not talking about the seasonal and the ladder stuff. He's talking about the battle pass stuff, about the Eternal characters. This is why I said I miss using the AARPG label. I personally don't enjoy, and it will only be the first season since I already paid for it. See? Obligation. Okay, and maybe one class per season until I have one of each. But it seems like that the Diablo Path of Exile like fanboys enjoy changing the. This seems akin to what Bungie did going to D1 and D2. Well, no, because D1 and D2, you literally, I still have my hunter. You level up. You keep leveling up your character. You went from light level like 300 to whatever it is now, like over 1,000 or whatever. You know, I don't even know what it is. This guy says, Paul, please don't try to ruin my new favorite game. I'm going to experience the season of Diablo for the first time, so it doesn't really change my season by season 2. I probably won't be participating. But I saw that the producers were considering changing the system for the second season, so I hope. Right? They want to see how it goes. If they really wanted to, there's two reasons they're not changing it. One, it's too late. And they're like, yeah, no, we're going to leave it the way it is. And two, they're like, no, we're going to leave it the way it is because we want to see how many people are pushing back and how many people are actually going to play, and we'll see the data. You got 2 werewolf companions now instead of the wolves? Nice. People only read 3 sentences on the site. They think that they know everything. I've become idiots 30. Hell, I doubt if any comments come from literal people. Yeah, it's just funny to me. They misusing it. I can't type this morning. Light level is up to 1810. Jesus Christ. Paragon needs to be account based to justify the 100 level grind. Also, need to either start at 50 on a new season or keep your Paragon permanently. I personally will not come back to restart if I'm forced to. No new gameplay / story is an incentive enough to go through this grind again. We were playing with Fate Walker. Fate Walker last night was saying if I have to do that renown over and over and again, he's like, I'm not going to do that, right? There's a lot of people that don't want to play the game. And I know the people that are like, well, I'm going to do it. And that's fine, right? But the people that want to partake in the game, but they're like, yeah, I'm just not going to do the same thing over again. Like, it's like literally hitting your head and then doing the same thing over and like, yeah, I don't want to do that. It says it's already weird that the Ultimate Edition gives you the Battle Pass tier for the Battle Pass not available at launch. I'm playing slow, level 43 Druid, and I might not finish up my main before season starts. It's going to feel really bad when I can't earn Battle Pass progression with them, right? See, this guy actually read the article. He understands that what he's talking about. He's not talking about seasonal stuff. He's talking about the Battle Pass, okay? He's already purchased it, right? Battle Pass tier, and it's not even out yet. You know what I mean? So the way I understand it, this shouldn't bother playing until the season starts. I'm level 20 on my first character because life has been busy this month. What's up, bro? What's wrong, Ron? You can't put the hours in? What a noob, right? For the benefits from the season, so I would need to start over anyway. That's exactly right, Ron. So you might as well just stop playing. Just stop playing. More people quit because of the lack of seasons than those who will because of the seasons. Let me read that again. More people would quit because of the lack of seasons than those who will because of seasons. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I will push back and say more people will quit because of the seasons, because it's not linked to their taking care of the people that have already played the game, like they're putting time into their character. But I will say it will not hurt them because the 20% will make the 80%. Because Diablo fans are very adamant about being the way things are and it being a good thing. I'm doubtful of it being good this way, but I'm open to it and we'll try it. And there you go. If you grow to like the new character and then boom, it's gone at season end. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see. This is a person that probably hasn't played a Diablo game before. He said he's going to try it out and see how it is. I just don't understand how people had no idea this was going to be a thing. I bought the Ultimate, played through the campaign, got pretty deep into the World Tier 3, had my feel and decided to wait to play the Season 1 comes out because I know it involves making a new character. Model is fine. That's a person that's just saying, well, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, right? There's no reason. Why even waste your time? He's like, I'm not even going to waste my time. I went to World Tier 3 and I stopped, right? There's no point. If I do a seasonal journey in D3, you got the complete endgame set. It's likely D4 will be similar. Seasons were a much easier way to experience characters than just Eternals alts. Sure, it's the same thing, but the Eternals is just, it's a waste. The Eternals is there just to wait for the seasons. That's it. That's it. We already had some of the renown will carry over to the seasons, such as the altars, right? But for the altars, the Lilith altars, you still have to go find, right? So you're going to get the renown, but if you want the points for the Lilith statues, then you're going to have to go find them again, right? So sure, you get the renown, but you're going to have to go find them to get the points for your character. BG3 is going to be a great RPG, an ARPG like Diablo 4. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3, yeah. There's always been people in Diablo that don't like seasons. They stay the Eternals. Other players the season. Some play the seasons or two, and they take a big break. Yeah, I don't think that's the problem. The problem is not seasons, boss. That's not the pushback that the article is saying, right? And I know you said earlier it's because of there could be things tied to the battle pass. That might be it, right? That's not what the argument is. It's not about seasons making new characters and whatnot. What it's about is the people that are playing the characters now, like myself, like other people that have put in time into their character, that it's not level 100, that has not beat Lilith, the Echo of Lilith and stuff like that. That's still there. But to the battle pass itself, you have to play a new character. I can't use my eternal character in that. That's the discussion that we're having here. Because the battle pass is not the thing that again, we're not talking about seasons, right? So to say that it's been around for decades and it's hard not to see it coming, we're not talking about that. We're talking about battle pass. And Diablo 3 is a completely different, Diablo 2 and 3 are completely different games than Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is an open world live service game. The other ones were not. Those are facts. Feels like a giant waste of time. It is a giant waste of time, Travis. I'm having a blast in the Eternal Realm, too. I still got to do grind 4, my level 100 werebear. Yeah, you want to partake in the battle pass, fair. I just think it's taken away from the Eternal players because rewards may be linked to seasonal content. Right, well, we don't know what's on the battle pass, right? In the next couple of weeks, maybe they'll release what's on the actual battle pass. The only thing that I can think of is the Eternal Ashes, whatever they're called. The ashes that give you the boosts for XP bonuses and stuff in the seasonal content, right? And if that's the case, then cool, right? So what if that is it? I buy the battle pass and they have ashes that give me bonus points for the seasonal realm. Well, if I'm in the Eternal Realm and I'm playing my character and I'm leveling up the battle pass and I break that up, okay, now I'm level 10. So once I hit that level 8 on the season pass, right? Let me go back to this so I can show what is right. Once I hit right, this is level 15 on the battle pass, okay? But you need to be level 10 in the game, meaning you're going to be leveling up the battle pass faster than what your level is, okay? So if I'm already level 10, let's say I'm in the Eternal Realm, I buy the battle pass, I get to level 15, okay? Now my character's already above level 10 because I'm like level 60, right? So I would automatically be able to unlock those ashes. Now, if I decided I wanted to go make a new character in the battle pass or in for seasons, and I start at level 1, okay, I still can't access that thing, right? Because my character has to be level 10, right? So it makes no sense to me. Like, if that's the thing that's stopping them from making it into the Eternal Realm, then just take that out. It's just nothing. It only works when you're in the seasonal pass, right? But I still would get the battle pass stuff. I don't see a problem with this. If they skip those rewards, then they'll be having a different discussion. You guys are losing out on stuff. But those are the ashes for the bonus points to spend on the bonus points. And if people are complaining about that, well, then that's a completely idiotic conversation that we can have when that crosses, because the people that want that particular thing that only works inside the seasonal stuff, that's just asinine, right? If you buy the battle pass, you're getting all the other stuff just like everybody else, except the ashes that give you the bonus points to level up faster inside the season. Travis, real quick, I just want to say something, right? I understand what Quintar just said to you. The opinion no longer matters to me, right? Because a hypocrite. But yesterday in Discord, you literally said calling people names, and then what do you do in this channel right here? Just saying, throwing rocks at the glass house. Just saying. Gamefly has just increased their price. Game over. What's their price now, Kylo? I'm all about having conversation. I'm all about having conversation and discussions. But when someone calls somebody else names and then bitches about that, you guys are all adults. I'm not coming into Discord and I'm not coming in here to defend anybody, right? You guys are all adults. You can all fend for yourself, right? I'm not dad in this scenario, but I will call hypocrite out when I see it. When you say certain things and say, well, when you start calling people names and then you toss out a name, idiot, dumbass, anything like that, right? Just saying. I've heard there's a chess piece that keeps the werebear from 100% of the time. I want it. Here's my problem, Monster, with the game. No, I'm sorry, Big Bobby. I'm not your dad. Sorry. I only have one child. There was that one time in no, definitely not my son. I have a problem inside of the game because there are certain uniques that drop, Monster, and the ones that I've gotten so far, you know, they're based on what the skill tree is. So there's werebear, there's wolf form and stuff like that. I'm a storm build, right? Now I totally get maybe there's one out there, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it on YouTube. I haven't seen anyone talk about it. So maybe it's not in the game yet. Okay? Maybe it's not in the game yet, but I would like to find a unique ability with does something to the storm. I've always seen stuff with the werebear. I've always seen stuff with wolf, but I don't want to build those builds. Okay? I'm choosing to have a completely different build than what the meta is. And yet there's no chess piece, and maybe it'll be in the seasons. Maybe it'll be something unique in the seasons that I have to do, and I have to wait. But as of right now, there is no chess piece or ability that I see that helps me with my storm along the lines of what they do for werebear and wolf in the game. Problem is, people that accuse others of being hypocrites are usually the most hypocritical. Are you calling me hypocritical? Are you calling me hypocritical? Because I called you a hypocrite because of what your statement was yesterday in Discord and to what you just did in chat today. Right? Because all I'm saying, right? Again, I'm not dad. You're all adults. And if you're not adults, act like adults. Okay? If you don't want to partake in a conversation with somebody, then don't talk to that person. It's very simple. We're not in a room together. This is the beautiful part, right? It's the internet. If someone writes something in a chat that you don't agree with, you don't have to rebuttal in any way, shape, or form. I can literally just ignore you. See, I don't ban people or anything. I let people act like adults and take care of their things themselves. If you act like a child to take care of that, that's a completely different story. Then I get involved. Right? I know what Boss does. Right? Boss loves pushing your buttons. Right? And I kind of find it funny sometimes. Because he knows he gets under your guy's skin, so he does it. And you guys just keep watering it. You just keep watering it. Okay? There's times that boss comes in and we have really good conversations. And there's other times where he's not having good conversation. But it's okay. I know, boss. I know it's easy. I know. Right? People are upset. They're like, oh, but he's talking about that. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. He throws out the line and sees who he can reel in. And every time, there's always one or two of you, hook, line, and sinker, always fall for it. And he loves it. He loves it. He loves just chatting and doing all the stuff that he does. Yeah, I know, boss. Okay, I get you. I get pretty much everyone here. I understand by just reading your text and seeing how it is. Okay, I can see what it is. Except even when the Sony fanboy it's me, it's like, dude, tone it down, making me wonder if he's a relationship with Jim Ryan. Whatever. You do not have to partake in the conversation with him. Right? Like I said, 2 things in Discord, and boss went off the big man baby. Seems like he triggered one to me. Whatever, General. What I'm saying is, if you guys don't like what someone says, you don't have to partake in the conversation. That's all I'm saying. If you fall for the hook, line, and sinker type stuff, right? Trolls are trolls, man. Trolls are trolls. Some people just say stuff just to get people triggered. Other people say stuff just to say shit. They actually don't believe what they say. And you can see all lives of form, all different types of people, lifelike of people inside the chat. Well, there you go. All I'm saying, Travis, just watch you don't throw rocks at a glass house. Because yesterday you said that you don't call people names, and then you did it here in chat today. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but to ban people, what is he saying to get banned? Right? Because he's talking about a plastic box that he doesn't agree with people? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to go back and talk about Diablo right now. So much of the fatigue in Destiny comes from living in max tunes, with 0 options to start fresh without destroying hundreds of hours of progress. Part of the appeal of looters isn't just power, it's the upgrade journey and how drops will shape the journey different run to run. Yeah, I like my Division character is 4 years old. Every time a new season in that game comes out, I level up, change my gear, do it like new gear drops. I can play that content. I get the new content. I get the new gear. I try different builds out. My character is still level like what? I think it's like 400, 500, 600, whatever the hell it is. Okay? And that's what I feel like it should be. Now, obviously, each game is their own. And I'm not asking for seasonal stuff in Diablo to change, but I just find it weird that the battle pass comes out, and maybe boss is right. Maybe it's linked to story content and type of stuff inside the battle pass, and that could possibly be why it is. Okay. So this guy says, great article, Paul. Diablo veteran here is the exact thing that drove people away from D3 thanks to the flavor of the seasons approach. This worked in D2 because there wasn't much to do but perfect your character. But it's time to rethink this. And I think it's true. Just because it was what it was or is, okay, I don't think it needs to stay that way because of the model that it was, right? Things have to adapt. You have to adapt and change. And the landscape of video game has changed. Live service has come in. Open world has come in. Different things have come in. So I think they should look at it and kind of perhaps change it down the line. This guy says, I don't fully see how it would work doing worthless seasonal content with existing characters without basically doing the same model as Destiny or any other MMO, which particularly for Destiny has caused tons of issues. The game isn't designed for you to keep playing at max level. This person's assuming that everyone that's going into the season is max level, right? Obviously, there's more people that are not at max level than there are at max level. And it's about time, right? A lot of people don't have the time to put in to get to 100, let alone in the Eternal Realm, let alone in a season where it's only 12 weeks, right? So the problem with seasonal model is that they're asking all players to main D4 exclusively. I understand it's not directly compared to Destiny 2, but it's nice to be able to put the game down for a few weeks or reduce playtime and not just miss a whole season. What this guy is talking about is basically, yeah, they're asking you to play this game like a full-time job. They're like, are you ready to play Diablo? Make sure you sign the dotted line at the bottom. Exclusive contract, like you're signing a contract with Twitch or Kick. Okay, you're only going to play Diablo 4 type of stuff. And obviously, you don't have to do that. If you want to do that, you can. You have the ability to choose or not. But yeah, that's what they want. They want the engagement, right? The engagement of what the factor. Because the longer you play the game, the more opportunity there is for you to buy a cosmetic, to buy some sort of microtransaction in some way, shape, or form, play during the thing, get a boost, get something to help you along the way. I like the battle pass, but I don't like that it will be tied much to the season. And I agree, Chris. This is what we're talking about. Paul Tassi and other people are saying their concerns about just the time that people have put in to the game already. Right? They put it into the game already, and they want to be able to do the battle pass, but they can't do the battle pass because they have to start a brand new character, meaning they're not putting time into the character they've already put time into. Right? Says, hi, Paul. Good article. My perspective as a former D2 Path of Exile, or I'm sorry, Diablo 2 Path of Exile player. I like the seasonal model in those games. The problem in D4 is it currently takes far too long to get to the late end game. That's another thing, right? So they've made the journey really hard. Okay? They've nerfed stuff so you can't do. So if you're 100 level now, there's going to be less and less people that are reaching to level 100 because of all the nerfs they've done to dungeons and whatnot. Now, they want you to do Nightmare Dungeons, and Nightmare Dungeons only. That's going to be the best way to get better gear, best to get XP, all this stuff. This is what they want you to do. Now, as far as to get the game, if you get the seasonal, the XP grind is going to be better, right? Because you have elixirs that give you bonus XP like you do in the regular game, but you also have the Ash currency that you can purchase other XP bonuses up to 4 times. So I'll give you another, I think, 3, 6, 9. I think it's like total of 12 or 15 additional XP boosts for regular mob kills, and there's gold expansions and stuff like that. So they made the problem, and they're selling the solution or your time. If it's money or if it's time, right? And that's what they're doing. I put in 60 hours. I'm level 56. I put in over 100 hours. I'm level 71, right? I don't want to put over 100 hours in for a character unless once the season starts, right? And that's the problem a lot of people have with a lot of the stuff. I had over 5+ unique gear items for the wolves, so I switched from pulverized werebear to storm werewolf. And I'm being stubborn with my character, right? I refuse to do the meta build. The meta build. Oh, look at this. It's bear pulverized. It's wolf storm. Like I chose to do what mine is, which is a fat Thor build, right? And I'm progressing along the way. I literally stand still and shoot lightning at people. I want to see how big I can get, how powerful I can get, and I wipe out big areas at the same time, right? That's what I want. I hate the fact that there's not gear dropping that helps that. It's just werebear or wolf. This guy says, from my understanding, as long as rebirth is in, should be fine. Also, from my understanding, progress is usually faster than the seasons being a long to new themes. Yep, the rebirth. That's just people that want to keep their character, that don't want to do the custom character customization anymore, right? The character creator, right? That's all rebirth is. It skips the cosmetic section of making a new character and brings your character from the Eternal Realm into the seasonal realm as a level 1. Okay, that's it. That's it. So you can still play your character, but you're still going to be a level 1. You're still going to be a level 1. If the concept of seasonals, I guess, are or isn't for then don't play it. Your regular characters won't be going anywhere. Here's another person that's not engaging with the actual conversation or the article, again, because he's not talking about seasonal, talking about the battle pass. Yeah, this makes me a lot less likely to buy the battle pass. Just finished the campaign and was looking forward to digging into everything that opens up. If I can't use my main character to advance the battle pass or play the seasonal story, what's the point? Exactly right. What is the point? What is the point? I think there's lightning unique gear. Is there? I haven't seen it. Would you agree that when it's limited yourself to one game, you're more likely to see the wizard behind the curtain of said game? Sure. But you're also, so I did this with, I played Battlefield Bad Company 2 for like 3 years, right? Absolutely love the game. Played it every day. Okay. But that's a completely different game. A game like Destiny, which I played for like 6 years of the 8 years. I have over 3,000 hours across the board for both D1 and D2. Okay. I think I have just less than 1,000 in D2, and in D1 I had like, I think it was like just under 2,000. So I'm like around 3,000 hours, something like that. When I was playing that game, yeah, you would 100% see the person behind the curtain. Hence why when they came in and said Azzacross made a video about this, I already saw all the stuff. I saw the man behind the curtain. But I think another problem is when you play one game. There's so many other games out there. Now, it all depends on the person, right? The person doesn't have a lot of money, right? Doesn't have a lot of money. Then you would have an issue with buying a lot of games. Okay. So if you only play one game, then you don't know about anything else that's going on. You're missing out on so many things. When I stopped playing Destiny, I played so many other games, and I hated the fact that I missed so many games because I was playing Destiny. So, you know, obviously there's those people out there that only play, like there's a guy who plays just Lost Ark. He played Lost Ark for the last 5 years. You know nothing else, right? Which article are you covering? Paul Tassie's from Forbes. I was just asking because for me, the more I play something like Skyrim, the more I start to notice its flaws. I didn't see it in the past. Well, also, there's a lot of people that also, the longer they play the game, the more they fall in love with it because of the attention to detail and stuff, right? Really surprised I haven't released any set items yet. Yeah, that's another reason I think I haven't found what I have. But maybe there is the storm thing or the lightning thing that's happening. Oh, I just got the Barb unique while I was playing on my Druid. It's called Overkill. Yeah, that's the problem. I've been getting more unique drops for Barbarian on Druid than my own Barbarian. They know it's a problem, and they're fixing it. Let's go on, Charles. Set items are coming. Said that a while ago. Yeah, but Quintar's just saying that surprised it hasn't released set items yet. Destiny is my main game for the last 7 years. I've not played it much since Diablo 4 came out. There you go. This guy says, I understand the sentiment. However, I do think that the labor required to leveling is highly congested into seasonal themes, which are still unknown. D3 seasons often introduced a mechanic that made leveling trivial. I leveled 0 to 70 in less than 2 hours last season. Right. But again, not engaging in the conversation. The article is about the battle pass linked to seasons and not linked to your character. How do you know if you would be something you complain about despite it being a staple of ARPG? Again, this person didn't even read the article. You can tell because if he did, he wouldn't make that statement. As a Diablo veteran, I think the Eternal Realm characters should get immediate access to the story content. I like your idea of just locking those off from the ladder race and any rewards associated with it. Yeah, I think that's a simplistic fix, what he said. Inquisitor, Marty also does the seasonal character thing, which leads to the player base vanishing in between seasons as they really no point in progressing the main outside of the seasonal model. This guy says, I'm generally Team Paul, but I don't know if I can get on board with this or with I don't want to do it, so they shouldn't change it idea. Obviously, not changing it for Season 1 or likely Season 2, but if they see a major dip in Battle Pass purchases, maybe they'll be considered. Personally, I like it. I mean, you could personally like it, but he's right here. If people don't partake in it and see a downgrade of people buying the Battle Pass, then 100% they would change it. 100%. But if people play it and buy the Battle Pass, then they won't change it because then if it's not broke, don't fix it. Never wanted to play another live service game again after Destiny. I'm so done. Rune words will be awesome as well. Yeah, runes are coming to the game. As said, as most of these people read 5 words and thought they knew what the article was. It's a real problem. Well, you could tell who reads the article and who doesn't, Travis, right? The battle pass is linked to the season journey, I believe. Yeah, Charles. I know you just got here. We watched the video. We read 2 articles, and that's the conversation we're having right now. We're having a conversation of why is the battle pass linked to seasons, and why do I have to make a new character to do the battle pass, right? We would like the people that have playing the game right now that have level 80, level 90, level 50, level 20, the time that they spent in their character, okay, the time they put in their character, they would like to continue with that character and try to get the battle pass for that character, not make a new character to upgrade the battle pass, to level the battle pass. Says, I'm not a fan of starting a new 4 times a year experience new story quests. Would love to keep a character Destiny-like. I know many people love the ARPG mechanic, just not my cup of tea. Could also live with the idea of getting seasonal content later in Eternal Realm, which you are. So this person apparently didn't read the full article as well, because at the end of season 1, the stuff goes into the Eternal Realm at a certain period. I don't know if it like ends and then it goes in. It would probably go in sometime when season 2 started. Did they say if they're adding a gem tab? I believe they said something along the gems are having their own section. They're not going to fill up. They're not going to fill up your stash or anything like that anymore. I know D3 once season started, the Eternal Realm character didn't matter anymore. Yeah, and that's what they're saying now, right? So D3 is a separate, complete different type of game than what Diablo 4 is, right? Diablo 4 is a open world, light MMO ARPG, right? So the problem that people are seeing, because they didn't really make it clear this whole entire time, and now that Paul asked a question on Twitter, Rod Ferguson responded to him saying that yes, Battle Pass and seasonal stuff will be attached to your seasonal characters. You have to start a new character. And people are like, hold up. You're telling me I just put in 120 hours into my main character and I can't use that character to level up the battle pass to get stuff? That's what's happening right now. See, that's good news. If they're responding correctly in the community feedback. Right, Hilly. And this is why we have conversations like this, right? People that were bitching about the gems in there and certain other things, if they hear, they'll fix it, right? And a lot of people just want to put their feet in the ground and be like, no, that's the way it is. And it's like, calm down. Right? We're trying to have a better experience because we all love the game. We all like it in different ways. Okay? And changing the gems from your stash to have their own separate thing is a good thing. It doesn't ruin anyone. We're like, I can't imagine someone on the other side going, well, no, that's going to ruin the game if you take the gems out of the game and put them in their own separate tab. It's like, what a weirdo are you? Like, how does that affect you in any way, shape, or form? Right? It's funny to me. It's funny to me that you have a separate category for your hide and all this other junk that goes up to like 10,000, and yet for gems they're like, no, it goes into your bag. That's where it goes because of immersion. Because of immersion, yeah, the immersion. This guy says, yeah, I don't want to have to start all over again. If it already takes one effing entire day just to level up twice, at least increase XP drastically, lower the time it takes to level up. It's not about the level up process. I don't think people understand this. It's not about the level up process. It's about people that don't want to take the time they just spent 120 hours into a character to do it again. Right. I like my gems in the main bag. I come from WoW where I have like 20 plus alts. So to me, I enjoy leveling. But I get the argument. Yeah, it's not about the character. It's not about the character level for most people. It's about the time they spent with this character that they're still leveling. And then if they buy the battle pass, they can't use that character to level up the battle pass. They have to make a brand new character, meaning that the character that they have now is just all a waste of time. Right? And changing the battle pass to attach to your character it shouldn't affect anybody else that is doing the seasonal content. It's the people that don't want to make a new character to do the stuff to unlock the stuff for their eternal character. Like, if I'm not playing my eternal character, I'm playing the seasonal character, meaning I'm not putting time in my eternal character, which is not respecting the player's time. If you're a person that's jumping into the thing to know that you're leveling up that character, then you're not the problem. You're not the person that's not being respected. You like that, so it's respecting your time. It's everybody else that they're not respecting the time. I like live service games. I'm hoping Wayfinder respects my time more than Diablo currently structured. Did you play Wayfinder? I can't talk too much about Wayfinder. I'm just asking, did you play Wayfinder? Because I'm still under NDA, so I can't talk about Wayfinder. There was an open beta and stuff like that. All I'm just going to say to you is that Wayfinder is a free-to-play game. Right? Is a free-to-play game. So take that what you want. There's going to be a point in there where you're going to hit a wall in a free-to-play game. Now, they could do it as good as Path of Exile, but it's still a free-to-play game. This guy says, personally, I'm okay with it, bro. I'm unhappy that I can't use my rogue to level. Yeah, sure. But now that I know I'm making a different class each season, kind of force my hand that way. Or maybe make another rogue. Right, but they're forced. That's the part of the conversation we want. They're forcing you to make a new character. They would need to find a way to make something similar to Season's Journey on the Eternal Realm. The Season Journey was in D3, and that's how the seasons progressed. 30, are you going to play Division Resurgence? That's Heartlands is the one that's on the console. Resurgence on mobile, correct, Hellspawn? I don't know if I could do mobile. Even if I could do the emulator through the computer, I don't know. I might try it and talk about it, but I don't think I'll ever play it on stream. I just can't fathom playing on fucking mobile. Plus, if you're level 100, how would you level during the season? But that's it. How many people do you think are level 100 right now? How many people do you think are level 100 right now? Not many. Not many. And obviously, if you're level 100, basically you've beaten the game, haven't you? Right? If you're level 100 and you've fought Lilith, then you've beaten the game. That's the end game, right? The end game is to get to level 100 and then fight Lilith. Right? So if you've gotten to 100 and then you've beat Lilith, then you're not part of this conversation. If you're anybody else that has not get to level 100 and fought Lilith, then that's the people I'm talking about. I think that said only 6,000 people made it to level 100. So ridiculous. Yeah. I don't even think it's that many. Is it 6,000 total through hardcore and normal? And on top of that, how many hardcore players have gotten multiple characters at 200? So it's less than 6,000 people. I know who you are, Charles. Yeah, it's only 300 for hardcore. Yeah, like think about that. Right? And now there's less and less people going to be able to make it to 100 because they have to really put time in because they've nerfed every single dungeon that people were doing. No, the end game is to get all classes to level 100. Well, good luck to you. Good luck to you, Hellspawn. So, Nick Guy says here, I don't think the seasonal component works well in a game like this. New content, yes, but season resets shouldn't be a year one, in my opinion. I think the people that are taking the stance, this guy's not, but I think the people that are taking the stance that this is how Diablo's been, I think doesn't understand that Diablo 4 is a completely different Diablo. Okay, I honestly think they need to to change and adapt a little bit. I got 135 hours in so far. I'm 76. I have about around what you have, and I'm 71. Right? Go on, Fate. I'm not sure you can get to 100 in a season. I don't think so either. I can barely get to 100 Fate in the regular game right now. Right? I got to put tons and tons of hours in. And if I'm playing seasons, I'm not putting time into my Eternal guy. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely loving the game. I'm loving playing the game and leveling up and building my character. And that's the point. When season starts, I can't do that anymore with my character. Because if I want to partake in the content from the battle pass and the seasonal stuff, I have to make a new character, and that's the whole conversation. It's my main game, Eternal Realm. It's just practice for me. Sure, but again, people that put that time in, not everybody has the time to put in, right? They might put 100 hours in 6 months, right? And if they're leveling the character up and they want to partake in the battle pass, they can't because they don't have the time to do it, right? This is not even including if at the end of the season, the season pass goes, the battle pass goes away, type of thing. You know what I mean? I'm going to play it like you did Avengers. I need storage space bad. Start making mules. You got to make other characters just throw stuff on them. This guy says, this does require care since it would be a shame when new aspirational boss content is introduced, only for it to be immediately figured out by existing high-level characters as seen in Path of Exile when updates include non-seasonal boss content. Again, people are not asking about... They just want the battle pass. They just want the battle pass. Played 1,000 of hours in D1, D2, and D3. I agree with you. Players should be able to complete the Battle Pass Eternal Realm. However, said that the new items and legendaries will come in Eternal Realm in the beginning of each season. This literally is how it's been in history of ARPGs. Don't know what people are expecting. Here's another person. Didn't read the article. And if you read the article, then... well, there's no hope. This guy says, I'm 50-50 on this. I've played the seasons in the past, and that's how it works. Could it be better? Yes. The big question is, no one's talking about is when are we getting pets? I have to backtrack for gold. Don't worry, they'll sell you that in a season pass. I prefer the setup of seasons, but if you're paying for a battle pass, you should still be able to progress in the Eternal Realm. And that is the whole conversation. Okay. Yes, that was the way seasons worked in D3, and Path of Exiles 1 through 50 seems to take over in D4. Now, to do it again so quickly makes myself not want to do it. I say it lets people start at level 50 or so if they have a character about 50. Worst part of PoE was doing the campaign every time. Yeah, that would get old real fast. They will change the battle pass thing, and they will be leaving so much money on the table. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if people want this to get fixed, people want to get this fixed, do not make a character for the seasons. Do not partake in seasons, because seasons are linked to the battle pass. If people want this switched, now obviously if you don't want this switched, then by all means just go into seasons. But if you're a person that wants this switched, do not partake in seasons. Pets break immersion. Why do we not have them? Yeah. I love the fact, Fate, they're like, no, we don't want a map overlay because of the immersion. And then there's like other things that like break immersion, but they're okay with that. Right? This person says, agreed regarding the story content. Even if the story content will be free as far as I remember, also think they're doing season 1 a little early. With more time, people would also be attached to their Eternals as they are now. May need to. Boy, do they ever talk my buddies into getting this game. I don't know how to tell them. I feel guilty. They will absolutely dump the game as a new player. So he brought him in, and because now they're doing what they're doing, he's like, oh, they're not going to like it. So he's on the shit list with his friends. Needs to help renown on the map, but starting over is fine. It's a good way to start to try new builds. But you could try new builds anytime you want. It's not the point. This guy says, disagree 100%. They built a strong foundation. I suspect it will see tweaks to the time it takes to hit level 100. But I get from 1 to 80 and fully decked out takes around 50 hours. That's a solid allocation. I mean, what are you saying here? I don't understand what this guy's saying. What are the benefits of engaging in the seasonal model? The benefits of the seasonal model here is all this.
Is the favor resource. You can obtain these by completing seasonal quests, slaying monsters, and participating in world events, but each cleared objective and chapter completion also rewards them. Favor
did we even finish watching this whole video? I don't think we did. Maybe I did.
Battle Pass. So let's talk about that and go over some other new content we can expect. But first, if you liked the video so far, totally leave a like and subscribe to not miss more Diablo 4 content like this. Because yes, Diablo 4 will have a Battle Pass where each tier can give you rewards like unique cosmetics, emotes, but also a new currency called Smoldering Ashes to spend on buffs for your seasonal character. More on that in a moment. So just like any battle pass, there are free unlocks and paid unlocks. For the premium battle pass, you have to pay 1,000 platinum, so around the $10, but there is also an accelerated battle pass for 2,800 platinum, so $25. This includes all perks of the premium battle pass, 20 tier skips, and an exclusive seasonal cosmetic. And completing all the tiers will include special rewards like 2 full seasonal themed armor sets for every class and a mount with fitting armor. During the May 2023 developer update, they showed this work in progress screen of what the first season could look like, and man, if you're into dark and creepy sets, this is totally the one for you. We also see on the next tier page that you can earn weapon skins and platinum in the premium tiers, which is the currency you can use in the shop. But let's look at the Smoldering Ashes that you can earn in the free and paid tiers of the battle pass. You can spend this new currency on season blessings that can provide special bonuses like an XP boost earned from monster kills, a boost to the amount of gold earned from vendor sales, a bigger chance to get rare materials from salvaging items, and a longer duration for all elixirs. The buff can be leveled up to a maximum of 4 times, and the bonuses will only last until the season ends. Now, worth noting is that you can't just start collecting Smoldering Ashes from the moment you start the season. You also have to reach a certain character level in order to use them. So players who bought the tier skip can't get a head start at the start of the season, since you can already receive Smoldering Ashes at tier 8 as we see here, but your character needs to be level 10 in order to use them. One thing that is important to know is that Smoldering Ashes do not transfer over to the next season. The collection will be reset, so you better spend them all on the boosts of your choosing to get absolutely everything out of the season. And finally, for players who are looking forward to a continuation of Diablo 4's main campaign, Blizzard is already working on 2 expansions for the game. In an interview,
stories and stuff, but the season pass is what they're seems like they took elements of the old Paragon buffs from Diablo 3 and put them in the seasons. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff that people are complaining about right now, Mako, is that they just want to use their character they're using right now to level up the battle pass without doing the seasonal stuff like in that realm, right? Because I'm assuming that they're going to break up the realms, right? There's going to be the Eternal Realm, and then there's the Seasonal Realm. Like in the menu system, when you click, you'll click on a thing, and then you'll say what you want to go into. They're just wanting to play the character they're still playing right now in the Eternal Realm and go up the level of the Battle Pass. They don't care about the seasonal stuff and whatnot. They just want to go up the Battle Pass inside inside their Eternal Realm. And people are like, what about if you're an 80 and they have a new boss and everything is leveled with you? You see what I'm saying? This is not like Diablo 2 and 3. Before, there was low-level characters, and you leveled up by different sections. In this game, the game is, no matter what level you are, the beasts are higher level, if not the same level as you. So you're always scaling. You're always scaled in this game. And everyone's argument in the Discord when they're talking about this is no one brings that up, right? No one brings that up. Everyone's just talking about this is the way it is. This is the way it is. This is the way it's always been. This is the way it is. There's no change. There's no reason. They want the battle pass, Charles. They want the character that they're using right now. Okay, if someone's level 25 right now, or 30, or 50, or 80, okay, they just want to continue playing that character and level up the season pass. Right? Not everybody has 120 hours to put into a game to level up each season, right? They just want to continue their character, level up the season, and then continue playing their character. If they're playing this new character in the season, they're not playing their eternal character. My issue is the speed to get to 100. Well, they're selling you that with the seasons, right? You can level up by the ashes that you do up the season pass, and then put those into the actual bonuses to get better XP. I'm gonna take your advice and just not engage with the seasonal model at all. I would rather just spend $10 for some new content on my eternal character. Right. And the only reason I say don't engage with the season, if you want this to change, where they have two options, right? Maybe there's a seasonal option and then whatever. They have to know what the data is, and the data is going to show them if people are engaging with the content. And if people are engaging with the content, then they're not going to change it. Because that's how businesses work. If you're like, I'm not buying this, and then millions of people buy it, they're like, well, the minority doesn't matter. I get it, but the past the season items, I get the argument. Right. It's about the investment of time of people. Like right now, what was the point of playing the game? What was the point of playing the game right now up to this point? If you're a brand new person to D4, you've never played any Diablos before, everyone bought it, they're like, oh, this is exciting, right? They get into the game, okay? They put 80 hours into their character, and now you're telling them that they can't play that character anymore. Because the season comes out. Now they bought the season pass, right? Right? And they can't do it. Sure, Chris, it's for fun, right? But imagine someone that paid already. They bought the extra edition where they have the 20 levels of the battle pass, and now the character they have, they want to continue playing. They have no more time. The time that they have to play is the time they have to play. And if they're playing over here, they're not playing over here. So it's a waste of time. Will Diablo have a free event and then charge $20 for a skin like Bungie does? Perhaps. Who knows? Seasonal character applies basically just to people that have a lot of time on their hands. You can still play it. You just don't get the season stuff. Correct. Welcome to the conversation. They pay for the battle pass, but they can't use the character that they're playing. They have to make a new character. The longtime ARPG player here. While resets were expected, I didn't count on tedious grind of renown/campaign/solo dungeons XP experience. Zero interest in playing seasons considering hours I've put in to my level 75 character. In PoE, I have the end game on farms 3 times over. Right? People don't want to invest the time because they don't feel their time is respected. That's the thing. Right? Blizzard has done something really strange here. They've made the game where it's accessible to very casual players, right? They've made the game where it's casualified, but it still has kind of in-depth stuff where people that know the game and want to put in the time, they can make their game better. But the other way, they've made it super casual for people. And now they're completely just destroying all the goodwill that people are like, I'm enjoying the game, but now they have to start over. So if you put in 80 hours to a game, you're just shit on right now. The difference between this and D3 is the leveling. Right. But it's also the open world where it's scaling of the level as well. Did you see the dev drama that was online between Bungie and Blizzard devs? No, I didn't. I didn't see it. I would get to max level plus 100%, 100 Paragon points in about a week. And I would end seasons with 1,000 Paragon points. Right. And now that's completely different. And obviously, I think you're gonna level up faster to 100 in the seasons based on the. Someone will do the math, Fate. Maybe you'll do the math, right? But with the bonus XP that you get when you level up, it all depends on how fast. Because you would have to know once you hit the level 10, then you get the 3% XP boost, and then you're taking that 3 XP boost up to your next level. And then if you take that next level and then put that in there, then you're getting like a 6 XP boost. You would have to know how fast you can do it and so on and so forth to get it, and how fast it would take you to get it. If my seasonal character can hit 100 before my eternal character, then I'm more inclined to get on seasons. It will be that way. Because you could pop your elixir, okay? You can make your elixir 4 times stronger, right? They talk about that here, right? Where is it? Yeah. So there's 4 upgrades, right? They can be upgraded 4 times each. So the first time you do this, right, next level, 1 of 4 is 3%. So you go up to level 10, you get your first ash, 1 ash, and then you put the ash in here. You get to choose which one you want to do. You can boost your XP to earn monster kills, which would probably be the first one you want to do, right? Or you would do it to the boost of the duration of the elixirs, which would, if you have XP bonus on the elixirs, then you would make the elixir, and then you would boost your elixir, and then you would get the bonus over here for XP / what your elixir does. Then you would do the booster for monster kills. Then you would want to do the gold and then the salvage, right? Oh, did they really? Oh, right, I did hear that. And then they pulled down the tweet, didn't they? I'm talking 1 week. If I can get to 100 casually in 1 week and 2 days going through full swing, maybe 20 hours, I will play seasons. Well, that's what I'm saying. Perhaps you can, Fate. If you can level up to 10, because the lower levels are pretty easy to level up, right? Then you're going to level up your elixir, then you're going to level up your XP booster, which will give you more XP. You might be able to do it faster. I don't know what that would be. If that's the case, then leveling up, then great. But if it's still a slog like it is now, during a dev talk, they said it would work and take about 150 hours to finish the battle pass. That's gonna be a wow. In 12 weeks. In 12 weeks. That's 12.5 hours a week. Which is only about 2 hours a day. Yeah, 2 hours a day. It's like 1.7 whatever hours a day. So 2 hours a day, 7 days a week, 12 hours a week, 12 weeks. There's going to be a huge percentage that doesn't hit that. Huge percentage. Because not everyone has 2 hours a day. I know it sounds like, it's nothing to us, the gamers. Right? I think the average gamer does about 6 hours a week. 6 hours a week. Let's give them 8 hours a week. That's still 4 hours short each week. 4.5 hours short each week. So they're only doing 96 hours in 12 weeks. Right? 96 hours in 12 weeks. So they're still, 60 hours short? We'll see what happens. we'll see what happens. Look, I think Paul made a good point in this article. I don't really agree with Paul a lot, which is fine, right? I think what he's saying, though, is that there should be a way for the people that put the hours in for their time in the regular game that they don't just chuck it out the window. Because right now I have two options. Stop playing what I'm playing right now and just wait for seasons, or continue playing my character and not play seasons. Right? Obviously, I'm not going to do that. I'm a content creator. So I'm going to play seasons to see what's good, what's bad about it, if it's faster, if it's slower, if it's the same, whatever it is. We're going to try it out. And obviously, if I don't like season 1, well, then I'm not going to play season 2 unless they make changes along the way. But this all might be for naught, because if they charge you for stashes, actual money for stashes, I'm done playing Diablo just in general anyway. So that is the talk today. I appreciate you guys. It's summertime. It's 12:30. My son is here being patient, letting me work in the morning. I'm going to go hang out with my son for the rest of the afternoon. I'll see you guys at 8 p.m. tonight. If you guys like this conversation, like this dialogue, make sure you hit that like button down below. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, you can hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free. We're here Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern. We also do streams at night from 8 p.m. Eastern to about midnight. We also do a podcast on Thursday nights called Generation X Gaming. We do appreciate you very much for coming in. If you're here for 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, if you're part of the conversation and chat, I do appreciate you very much. I'll see you guys on the next one. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, you can become a member as little as $5. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.